met a man, he was a good man, sailing and shoring, dancing the better can, making me foreign. Ah, yeah. I wanna live in Los Angeles, and I don't want Los Angeles, and I don't want in South California, like I want in South Patagonia. I wanna live in Los Angeles, and I don't want Los Angeles. They got a bunch down in Mobile, they got a bunch more still. I wanna live in Los Angeles, and I don't want Los Angeles. They got 12525. Well, it's just like a beehive. I wanna live in Los Angeles. Another one in Los Angeles. Town helicopters on a Saturday night. Assembly of the Fairlight. I hear them saying Los Angeles. Ain't all black and white movies. And if you think it's nothing of us, how can we say Los Angeles? Los Angeles, I'll wait in the morning sun. No way, not anyone. No way. I met a man, he was a good man, sailing and shoring. He got a beta John man, talking that foreign. Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's right, Busters. We here now, and we are ready to cover some less Burmese. So I hope that you are strapped in and you're ready to get into it, because this is what we're all about. All right. If you're interested in talking about the recent Les Burmese show from, let's take a look. 3 weeks ago, you know, um, it was Les Burmese episode 3, Diagrams of a Male Mind, Blue Light Pollution Foot Fetish. Donate at Jarvaland on the Jarvatown channel. That is the show I'm interested in covering. If you would like to, please stop by and we will talk about it. We've got Sam Hill as well as Notley General, two big names in the world of the universal audience, of course. I want to, invite you guys on to talk shop, talk shit, whatever your modus operandi is. That's what we will do. That's what we do. All right, so we got the red wallpaper, red wall, red paint, whatever.
Oh my sexy pony.
All right, here we go.
Oh my.
That is the official Les Bemis logo copy right there.
Oh my. Orphan lover. You had exhausted. I ran away. I walked right through back down. You never showed anything. Baby, I'll never know. Baby, I'll never know anything. Even so, you look like the person I used to know. That life with your stories of bravery, with your vodka and ginger beer. Yeah, you never showed. Baby, I'll never know. With your beautiful, with your I don't care, with your legs yeah, I'll never know you. It's a torrid side, but I like it. Just lay there at the end of the night.
To make it very clear, to explain it for Notley General and the rest of the universal audience, the word Les Bemis is a portmanteau, aka a combination of the two words lesbemy and lesbian and frenemy. So basically, myself and Jarvito are lesbian frenemies, and frenemy is also a combination of friend and enemy. So it's a double portmanteau going on here. It's we are lesbian frenemies, if you want to put it that way. That is the meaning of the word. Thank you for asking. And one of the things that we'd like to do in the future is kind of have some fun facts for you all, some pop-up facts for the viewer, for the universal audience, the viewer at home, to enjoy. So please check it out in the future.
No, you never show anything. No, not that I can tell. Just listening. No, not that I can tell.
All right, it looks like we've got Mr. Sam Hill on the program today. What's going on, bud?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, and I'm glad to have you here. How are you feeling? How are you doing in general?
I'm okay. It's just, I've been on the internet tonight, and some of these people like come up and want sympathy, and they have absolutely no talent. Hi, Jarvita.
What are you talking about specifically?
Like I actually, hi, Wink.
Hey,
Hey, what's
Winkler.
up?
How you doing, man?
Hey, not bad.
How's it going?
Nice to have you up.
I think it's the first time I've seen you on here. So.
Yeah. Oh, it's bad. It was bad. I lost a bet, and I did this.
It looks interesting. I don't think it's that bad,
Wait.
Wink.
You're saying you lost a bet, and the bet was that you had to come on here?
No,
He had to shave his head.
No, I had to shave my head.
Oh, you had
It
to
don't look
shave
that bad.
head. Okay, all right.
No, I look like
that's
a
not
slap
bad.
ass. Oh,
Listen.
get me off
Yeah,
that.
but you look interesting. You look like a convict or something, man. It don't look bad to me.
Oh wait, I look
No,
like
seriously, it looks interesting.
I look like Professor X.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Change is good, you know?
It feels fantastic though. Like, oh yes,
I've
Oh,
shaved my
yeah.
head before. Yeah.
oh yes.
Feels good.
Like Triumph the Insult Comic Dog from Conan O'Brien. Like, oh
Yeah.
yes.
And you know, when you take a shower, you don't have to wait for your hair to dry.
Yes.
Yeah, there's benefits for sure.
What was the
Oh,
bet
yeah.
regarding? What did you bet on that you lost?
I don't even remember.
You were funny, like you had to honor the bet, but you didn't remember
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the bet
Yeah,
was.
Sam Hill, like it was in Discord, it was like being screenshotted like and repasted over and over, like me saying, "You have my word that I will shave my head," and they're like, "Your word means nothing now." And I'm like,
Not on the internet. Wrong
"No,
medium.
I had, I have nothing, but I have my word, at least I have honesty."
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm
this
like,
shows you're an honest person because you did
I'm like-
shave your head.
fuck, so I had to do it. So there you go.
Cleaner,
All
man.
right.
Cleaner look.
I have my word.
Yeah.
Now,
And I still got to call the dentist.
You don't have to buy shampoo, too.
Winkler, would you ever consider being a future guest on the Last Me's program?
On whose program?
On the Last
Jarvita's.
Me's program, hosted by Jarvita.
I don't know.
Jarvita.
You know,
Wow,
Jarvita?
the host of the,
Beautiful singer.
Of the Universal.
I don't know. I've heard that.
Yeah, she's been around for years, Winkler.
Yeah, I actually heard that name earlier tonight, I think.
And where
Huh.
were you
I've
when
been,
you heard this?
like I go all over the place.
Okay.
But I actually heard that name before. I don't know who that is.
Okay.
We used
Well-
to do a show called Busters years ago, and she was part of it.
And you will find out
Hey,
tonight.
Jenno.
Hey, Jenno.
Hello.
Jenno.
Winkler,
You're
I have
familiar
some bullshit
enough,
on the
right?
timing.
Very weird. I kind of
I
got
shaved
along
my
with
head.
Jenno
You
tonight.
shave your heads.
No.
No.
What?
Yes,
Why
yes,
did I-
That's
what?
called bullshit on the timing. I shaved my head a few days later. You're now rocking a shaved head.
No. Ask Riker and Sheriff.
Yeah, I'm gonna shave my hair because Jeno shaved his
Yeah,
hair.
no,
Right.
Yeah, I really want to
A
emulate.
great reason.
He actually porn bombed once trying to be me.
Who
What?
did? Who did?
You don't remember that time you tried to porn bomb?
Winkler did?
With your own
Are you
drunk?
talking about me,
And
Jeno?
it was only because you were too drunk that you didn't pull it off.
You're talking about Winkler, right?
That's okay.
No, it didn't happen.
Okay.
He's
That
lying.
did happen.
He's making it up. You're,
That
you're
absolutely
claiming.
did happen.
He's claiming. You're making it up.
Doesn't sound like Winkler to me.
But
Jeno.
tried. You didn't
Receipts.
quite pull it off. because
You sure it was him?
Shut up! You're human garbage. Shut up.
Uh-oh.
A
Oh,
human garbage?
You sound like that Prime guy. Jeno, poor Jeno.
Optimus Prime?
I actually talked to
We
that
asked the same
Jeno
question
today. It was
about
very years ago. We used to talk.
You were on your live.
This Prime creep came in. Jeno, I'm talking about these people who have absolutely no talent, but they think cursing is talent, and then they go for sympathy, but they have absolutely nothing, man. So this guy came on expecting to be propped up, and he just had nothing, I think.
Okay. Well,
People do a lot of propping.
that does happen from time to time.
But they pretend they're funny. But
Well-
what they do, Hostbusters, just curse, fuck you. There's no real talent.
Sometimes
think.
people are actually funny and they forget they're funny.
But not that guy. Not that guy. Not tonight.
I wasn't
Have
talking
you
about that.
guys?
But I'm saying
been-
someone like Winkler, for example.
Winkler can be fun. Winkler's got a rogue charm about
But
him.
he chose to go with the human garbage hurt feelings angle.
Who's the human? What do you mean human garbage?
No, I did. No, I said
Oh, he
that.
did
I-
call you
He
human
could've been funny.
garbage.
Does
Yeah,
No,
he
you know.
forget?
Yeah,
Does he
I
get
That's
Worked
just
out
a
a
bit
little
of.
bit.
Is that just a bit of your dry humor, sir?
little-
Is that just a bit of your jokes? Your humor?
Well, I don't know. Well, I could lean into that. Me and Jeno came from the Opie and Anthony community, so I could
Oh,
so I could be like, oh, you know,
yeah.
I'm leaning into it, but I did spurg out a little bit, and I apologize for
That's
that.
not
Mr.
so
Okay.
bad. I'm just saying.
He's like Spurg NATO or something.
No.
You like Spurging, right, Jeno?
And he's too chilled to spur.
No, he's got that rogue charm about him. I don't think he likes drama that much.
Who, me?
Yeah,
He just
Winkler.
stupidly walks into it time and time again.
Wow.
he does walk into it.
Well, my stupid girlfriend that I used to have,
No.
I will not name her.
Well,
Maurice Peasy?
Can I say?
Don't say her
of
name. Don't say
late,
host,
take
Mr.
this for what
Hostbusters.
it's
Mr.
worth.
Hostbusters.
You're
Don't
not
say her
gonna
name
agree
3
with
times,
me.
or she will appear like Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Jeno, it's like a typical
appear.
scorned lady,
I will
isn't
not.
it?
I will not.
Don't say it 3 more times.
She loves you so much, Winkler. It's kind
I-
of sad.
Well, the point I wanted to make was different. Of late, Winkler's own friends have got him into far more trouble than his ex ever has.
No.
Yeah, some of those people I don't think you should trust. Greiker is like a troll,
Well, I
isn't
like
he?
the truth, but
I
it's-
heart Riker. I heart him.
And
I have
where-
a-
Okay, be his friend, but good luck.
They throw you under the bus at every turn. dude.
I
It's
know.
hilarious.
I know they do.
They really do.
What is wrong with
Whoa.
me?
They really do, huh? Maybe he wants it,
I mean,
Jeno.
well, look again.
I am a form.
Maybe he wants to punish himself, you know?
There was a
I'm out
time
of
when
an
me
abusive
and
relationship.
Winkler were friends. There was a time when me and Winkler were at each other's throats.
Right.
There was a time when me and
Yeah.
Winkler didn't give a
No.
fuck
No.
about
Whoa.
each other.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
But
Whoa.
I've always
Hold
been
on. We
honest
were
with him.
we were very good friends, Jenna.
I've always been honest with Winkler, and his one downside, his one flaw is
Uh-huh.
that he's a needy individual. He has
He's
this
a what?
need to be liked,
Oh, okay.
Needy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
and that's what's gotten him in trouble far more than anything else.
Dude, he gave Shaw the best moments in the beginning with him and Bree. They were so good, but then they went on repeat. It ended poorly, but for a time, they were incredible on air and honest. But those days are past.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
Now she seems like the scorned lady. I don't know if she realizes it. To me, right? Stereotypical scorned lady. It's sad, man. She loves the guy so much, but
Moments good and bad. Winkler's had his moments good and bad.
yeah, but he's pretty honest. We kind of know Winkler, right? Most people know Winkler. He's pretty honest.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
damn
yes
near
and no.
lived
Depends
on.
what
I've
they
damn near
catch.
lived on the internet for the
What
last
channel?
3 years.
I
Sorry.
said yes and no, Sam, because everyone is more than one thing. It depends what they catch.
Well, you're right.
Winkler
I'm-
has been brutally honest, and Winkler has been a phony at times too.
I don't.
A
How's he been a
phony?
phony? I don't.
Haven't we all?
phony?
Haven't we all?
No,
saying
I'm not.
he's addicted to
HB isn't. How's he been a phony?
Okay,
How have I been a
was he
phony?
being genuine when he doxed his own mother? When he told
Oh, you know, I don't know this stuff. You dox your own mother?
Yes,
Wink?
because
that was a phony ass moment.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
No, I put her phone number out. I put her phone, and you know what? Shut up, Jenna. You're doing
You don't
this.
like
I
the
want
truth.
you to do this.
Respond.
My mom. Okay. You know about the whole tragic thing when I lived in Ohio, and I let those people live with me, and they stole and destroyed everything that I owned. Well,
Whoa.
the one thing that I had left was my backpack. My backpack that had tools in it. And then I was like getting wasted like my alcoholic psychopathic brother. So my mom took it upon herself to go and steal my backpack full of tools out of the bedroom that I was living in. And I freaked out.
Right, but she did that because you were destroying stuff, and she wanted to protect the house.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
No.
At the time,
Let him talk, General.
But at the
No.
time, he admitted it.
Let him explain it.
No, that happened afterwards. After she stole the one thing that I had
She
left
was
out of
worried
my
that
house.
you were going to use those tools in anger. That's why she.
A
did it.
screwdriver?
Whatever. She was worried. Is that not true?
No.
So she did it just to be a dick to you for no reason.
She did it because of my brother. And then you know what? And it has a happy ending. It has.
What's
a
the
happy
happy
ending.
ending? What is it?
So
The happy ending is that American Dream almost was kind of like almost gonna like hook up with my mom. Yeah.
Not good. Not good. Not good.
No.
would've chosen
I would love
that
that.
as a devil.
Yeah. He's like he. My mom played a voice after I doxed her phone number. I had it on as a mark. That's kind of it is very messed up for me, and because Josh X left her like some psycho voicemail.
Whoa.
American Dream, but American Dream. This happened in
Uh-huh.
2022. You know, this is years ago.
Oh, it's 2 years ago.
But yeah.
That
But
was
American
too
Dream
bad.
was like, my mom played it. She was like, she played it for me. You know, because I came over to go get my stuff because I was going back to England, which I did. And you know, like I went over to go get some of my stuff. You know, my mom. You know, we made up. We were fine. But she played some of these voicemails, and one was from American Dream, and it was like, I can't do American Dream's voice. Like, hey, this is Michael.
Hi.
Hey, my name is Michael. We're worried about your son, Nick. And he seems to have a big drinking problem. And, you know, we're all very concerned about him and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, he is so charming. And something like that or something like that. I'm like, ooh, is there going to be an American Dream?
They always invite the devil in and then get mad when there's a devil in their house.
Well, no.
right.
I don't know. You know, American Dream and Winkler's mom.
Now this is a very
Women need to
interesting
quit
story.
that whole
American Dream is married,
Sorry,
Winkler.
Ghostbusters
Come on.
fans.
No,
I like
know,
the story.
I know.
But I would like to know, how does this all relate to Lesbimies?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Hey,
It doesn't.
Okay. Tonight,
How
I
could
was
it?
even nice enough to write in chat. I'll wait until Hostbusters covers some of Java before we come up and derail his show. But
What,
You
what are
started
you drinking,
these folks
Ghostbusters?
up,
What are
so
you
I
drinking,
thought, hey.
Ghostbusters?
I'm just drinking some regular old RC.
Oh, I'm
Cola.
too loud. Thank you, Hamburger. I'll try to
Um,
turn me down. Thank
No,
you.
you're not too loud. I think
Hamburger
I'm so
said
loud.
I am.
It depends how it comes out on there, how we hear it backstage.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So tonight,
you-
I will introduce you folks into the world of Lesbimies. I don't know if you're familiar, but it's the show that's taking over the world. There's been 3 streams so
Taking
far.
over the world.
It is.
All right.
Hey, he had me intrigued. I had to ask what the name was about, and I got a very
Yes.
good answer.
Yes, it's Lesbian Frenemies.
With
Does that
4
make sense?
men. 4 men are in panel, and we're talking about lesbians. Okay.
Well, if I was a
No.
woman, I'd be a lesbian.
And we can
You know-
talk
you know-
about
you know,
lesbians.
Lesbians are like, they are like the most aggressive people. Like they are like
The
worse
few
than,
I've
like,
known, they are.
Highest
you
statistical
ever see?
instances of domestic abuse of anyone.
Why are they so
Yeah,
aggressive? I wonder
you ever
why.
see lesbians at the bar?
Mm.
Like they will get into fist fights. They will go crazy at the bar.
I
Like
have a
worse
theory
than,
as to
worse
why.
than men.
What's your theory?
It's because they see themselves as very even. It's a woman and a woman. So in their mind, hitting each other is okay.
I
Well,
think
that
they
is
have a
true.
horror. I think
And the
I think they
reason
have-
men don't act like that is because men usually, you know, either will fight or bow down to the aggressor, but it's 50-50, right? Two women who are just going to keep going at each other and going at each other and going at each other. Eventually, they're going to snap, and eventually one of them is going to hit the other one, and then it's going to.
I have an alternate theory, Jenno. Like I think it's like a hormonal imbalance. They already have a hormonal imbalance of where they want to be a lesbian. They have like a testosterone thing, and then they
High
can't handle it.
testosterone women, sure.
Yeah, like you know, they're a woman, so they can't handle the testosterone, and they have a hormonal imbalance, so they have this huge amount of testosterone that they can't handle. So they act like somebody that's on steroids. You know, people on steroids, they punch holes in walls, they go crazy. So a woman, you know, that has testosterone,
It's also
you know,
other types of relationships. There's a natural point where it would either break and stop arguing, or it would spill over to a fight, right?
Right.
But two women who are going to they're locked in, they're in a relationship, they live in the same house, they're going to keep arguing. I think that's what escalates it more. You're right, it's probably what you said too. But
Well,
yeah,
That's
it's kind of in the same vein. It's kind of in the
there's
same
no
vein.
break, there's
We're
no
talking.
off ramp,
Yeah.
you know.
And with
So
with that
it's
in mind, let's take a look at this clip, and you may be able to.
It's not
give your
Jesse,
opinion.
is it?
Yeah. Let's check it out, Mr. Hostbusters. Yeah. Hold on, Mr. Hostbusters. Hold on, Mr. Hostbusters.
What's up, brother?
Hold on. Before we continue, I want to take a vote on anybody on the panel. Would you or wouldn't you? Already. Initially.
What?
Would you or wouldn't you?
I
Sam
get
has
it.
already thirsted after her.
I'm married, but she's very attractive.
Yeah, yeah.
I think she's cute, but I don't like her personal style. I think the fact she doesn't smile very much and the way she dresses, I don't think she does herself.
No, no, Jenno. I just
Her
mean
hair
first
really looked
impressions.
good tonight, though.
I just mean first
she-
impressions. First
She
I
changes.
I would, but she wasn't interested when I took my
Yeah,
my
she
shot.
she came up and scolded Hostbuster for trying to be with her.
Oh,
I was kind of
really?
embarrassed
Oh, I
for you,
don't know who this
HB.
is. Sorry, HB.
This
I
is
don't.
Java. You may
I
have heard Sheppy talking about
Hey,
her. a lot.
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah,
Sure.
I thought this
And
was
there's
just
no
random
shame in
playing.
that. You shot your shot. Good for you. Like,
So this is somebody that you actually know, HB.
I
Yeah.
know her too. I brought her on Busters, I think.
She's
Oh, I
been
just
part
thought
of
this was-
HB, I think. Did I bring her? Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She
This is
predates both of
being
us, with, but
obnoxious.
Over what, 3-4 years?
I'd say longer than that. She's been
Yeah.
on and
Some
off
people knew her longer than me.
8 years, like 6 years.
I don't know how long HB knew her.
Mm.
I wonder, how did you know her, HB?
4 or 5 years at this point from the Unbleached program.
Oh,
I
from
know.
Unbleached.
I
There you.
didn't know
That's
her
it.
with
That's it.
Sheppy
That's how I first knew her.
and now Hostbusters.
Yeah, she was on the. Do you know Unbleached, Winkler?
Yeah. I
So,
was in
Winkler,
the
I'll answer that question for you.
HB used to be a co-host for him.
Yeah.
That's the guy that vice versa would always try and bug us to go and watch. Hey, come and watch my buddy. Come and watch my buddy. And
Yeah.
we would go and join him, and he got pissed off. And then the one time I
vice
did join
versa
him-
is
Terrible
vice versa.
guy. Yeah,
But
he
he's
faked
bugging
being
us.
terminally
Oh,
cancer.
He was
Yeah.
bugging us for like a year straight.
Poon defended him. I went at him. Yeah. Yeah.
Stage 3 throat cancer is not a damn
Terrible.
thing wrong with him.
No,
A
terrible.
horrible human being.
That's all ancient history. Let's go back.
Strange Poon defended
He's
him.
trying to play the goddamn clip. He paid 30 seconds before you interrupted him.
Oh, I was in Aldi in England. And my phone started blowing up. It was like a bunch of people telling me that somebody was in some chat with a Winkler alt.
No.
And it was vice versa. And I was in Aldi in England, and I'm like,
The supermarket.
yeah, the Aldi, yeah, just
Okay.
we have them in America now,
Yeah.
like partially, but yeah, it's like a big thing in England, and me and my ex were shopping in an Aldi, and I went outside, and she had to go back in for something, and my phone started going weep weep weep, and I look at it, and it was Ferg Festus telling me about vice versa in a live stream
Whoa.
with a Winkler's diabetic dick was in a live stream, and I'm like, and so I'm like over there, like standing outside by the shopping carts. I'm like, how embarrassing. How I lowered myself back then. Looking back, I'm like, why did I should have just shut my phone off.
Hey, Hamburger in chat, chill. Just relax, man. Don't be so judgmental.
I have us all full screen right now. I don't even see chat.
You do? All right. Well,
Yeah.
we can get. Do you have any, Winkle? Do you have any other input before we return to the clip?
I'm
Again?
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. She
That's
kind of
all
looks
right.
like Caitlin. She kind of looks like a Caitlin Olsen from Always Sunny in Philadelphia from
Wow.
this angle.
Interesting.
D from, you know who D is? You ever watch
Yeah.
that show? That's my favorite fucking show.
It's a good show. It's a good show.
Yeah. But so wait, so this bitch
She's not a bitch. Come on, Will.
No.
Far be
no.
it from me to tell Hostbusters how to run the show, but Hostbusters, maybe just play the clip and let them talk over it.
I'm going to.
Jano's so directed.
I'll give you 20
It's just a
seconds.
suggestion.
20 seconds.
Stop it out.
What would you like to say?
No, I don't know. I need to just. I'm just.
No, you're fine, Winkler. Really.
All right.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I'm this. I'm
Okay.
just this. I'm sorry.
That whiskey. Oh, Jano. It hurts my ears.
Is that part of the video or is that? I wouldn't sit down in a toilet in a bathroom.
Maybe
like
she
that.
wants to read.
Maybe she wants hepatitis.
Maybe she'll end up with hepatitis.
Maybe you could be the man to give it to her, Winkler.
Yeah.
I don't know if she has a boyfriend or not. She used to. She might.
I don't know
still.
if Winkler has hepatitis or not.
I don't know. Either.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I may have seen a wart.
A wart.
Okay.
A wart. maybe that's just my.
I think I had a wart
Welcome,
once and I
friends.
put salt
Welcome,
on it or
family.
something. Hey, Jarvita.
To
Oh, this is a clip.
Is this a clip? I thought this was like a small video.
lesbians.
She's supposed to
this
be
is-
like the co-host.
Tonight,
Yes, she has
Yeah,
a
no,
wart on her
Sam,
mouth.
you keep saying hello to a video, just to let you know.
You see her
I don't
Thanks
wart.
for
find
pointing
it
out how stupid I am, Jeno. I can
so
always depend on you
hard.
for that.
Hold on,
Ah,
Sam.
That's the
Sam,
second time you did it.
I
got
can
one
only
first
look at
one.
a very
You're
What's up,
counting?
brother? What's
She's
up?
got a wart right by her mouth. She's got a
Really?
wart right by her mouth. She's covered up with makeup. You can see
Whoa. Maybe that might be herpes, huh?
it. It might be a herp.
Could be.
It might be a herp.
I believe that's a mole because it's been there for years.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, she covered it up with foundation. She's got a.
Yeah,
I think
she
he's
covered it
right.
up with foundation, but it has also been there for years.
Okay.
Well, rewind
Jenna
it.
would know
She's
that.
got a
yeah.
herp. She's got a herp. She's got a herp.
Could be herp. Could be both. A mole and then herp around it.
Yeah.
A lot of people have herp in America, Jeno.
That
A lot of
long-term
people
mole
have
herp
heard.
that you hear so much about.
A lot of
Yeah,
folks
starting
have
tonight.
From what I've heard,
The
is like
herpes.
herpes is actually the STD that you want to get because it does itch and burn, but
Uh-huh.
it does not cause long term. It doesn't cause any kind of like
Oh.
illness.
That's right. It's an alpha STD. It's the one that you want.
Alpha ST.
Is it alpha?
I only had one STT in my life.
Oh, good. For
Really?
We
you.
polled 9 out
Yeah.
of 10 people at the STD clinic, and they said that gonorrhea was actually their STD of choice.
Oh, I heard gonorrhea.
I had like non-specific urethritis. They never knew what it was, but it was probably some kind
Hence
of
the
STD.
non-specific.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard
But I had
gonorrhea-
symptoms, man.
I heard you can have like
You've
a
got
green
symptoms.
discharge. You can have a green discharge.
I
from
did.
gonorrhea.
Yeah, it was
Oh
painful.
my goodness. Oh.
I had it, man. I woke up in the morning and it's gross, totally gross. You take
Oh.
tetracycline and got rid of it, but still,
yeah.
it
all
hurt.
STDs, like they can be
Yeah.
cured with medicine now.
It
But,
what?
like,
No,
it's
it's always been cured. I think for a long time.
Yeah, like you heard about Hitler having stage 4 syphilis.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Stage 4 syphilis. That's why
I
they think
believe
it
it.
went insane.
I
Because once
believe
it gets to be stage 4, it's not contagious and it just lives in your
It
That's
mind.
just
like,
affects it affects your brain at that point.
that's like that
Yeah.
that mafia guy. Well, Al Capone had that, I think.
Yeah. Once
yeah.
once it gets to stage 4 syphilis, it affects your brain, and then
That's what
when
happened
it
to
kills
him.
you.
But by that
Makes
stage,
you
he was on such a cocktail of drugs. He was already acting
Yeah.
crazy. He was getting cocaine injections into other
Well, I didn't know
eyeballs.
that, but he would just
Meth,
throw a ball against the
kinds of
wall all day long. His brain had leapt, like Winkler's talking about.
I don't
In
know
the
how
old
that
days,
gets
they
in the
gave you
ball.
mercury, like in the 1900s.
Yeah,
They treated it with
yeah.
mercury.
They,
Okay, Sam. Just so you know, I was gonna make fun of you when you said you had like green pus, and I was gonna say, did they treat it with mercury, as if to say you're an old man?
No.
But I thought, no, let me be nice, let me leave it, and then 10 minutes later, you bring it.
Well, that was a long time ago, right? The mercury thing.
Yeah.
You're old, was the
Everybody
joke.
always
I'm
saw
not old.
mercury as
You're
like
old.
Everybody saw liquid mercury, and it just
Mhm.
looked so magical, and they just wanted to believe for thousands of years that it had some kind of like magical property.
Oh, I think you're right.
You know what? Yeah, they did.
They used to
once
take it as a laxative just because
Mhm.
it's heavy, and the theory was it would push everything down.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
they used to
how
think-
not advanced their medical science
Yeah.
was. At the
they
stage.
thought it was like a cure-all for everything. You see this like
Yeah.
magical
Yeah,
liquid
they did the
metal
same thing
at
with
room
the
temperature.
radiation a few years later when they
Yeah.
discovered that too.
Yeah, my stepdad.
Yeah, the
had-
radiation, but the radiation killed people who first experimented on it.
Yeah,
My-
but they
my-
were also selling it as some kind of huckster therapy.
They did.
My,
yeah.
my stepdad
Correct.
had radiation treatment for acne.
Oh,
Way
wow.
Oh,
back-
how
yeah.
irresponsible.
Yeah, he died.
They
a
used to
couple-
X-ray people's feet in the shoe store, like to.
Isn't that
make sure
something?
that- yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they used to use leeches a lot and bleed people a lot too.
Well, hold on. Like leeches.
Yeah,
and
but that at
maggots,
least has some
they still do
medical benefit, like
Yeah,
the-
now
the-
it still does.
Yeah, they still do.
it's not the most advised thing, but it does actually
That-
resolve the problem that it was trying to
Well, that's
resolve.
what they did to George Washington. They bled him, probably
Yeah,
led to his death.
they did the bloodletting until
Yeah,
he
yeah.
died, and he
Yeah,
just
it
had
was
like he had like
yeah.
pneumonia, and he
Something
they,
like that, yeah.
And they bled him out for like.
Yeah.
Well, the
pneumonia.
leeches also inject you with enzymes that antibiotic and antiseptic.
Oh, I didn't know
as
that.
well. It just-
I didn't know that either.
And the
It's interesting.
declotting agent too. So there are some medical benefits.
They still
Very
use leeches to get rid of some stuff.
Yeah, to get rid of
watched.
because they don't maggots and,
Uh-huh.
The breeding wounds
They don't
that are
need-
too open that they
They-
can't
yeah.
get the debris out is one.
Exactly.
yeah,
current
they
use that
they
we
only
still
eat
use it
dead
for.
tissue. They only eat dead
Mhm.
tissue.
But they also remove things like grit and dust and dirt from the wound.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Very
But in the old
interesting
days, the
stuff.
dentists were the doctors, right,
Very,
Judge Jenner?
very interesting. Very interesting.
Or the hair cutters,
Mr.
I forget.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
let me
if
get
you call them
back.
doctors.
Mr. Ghostbusters
Backyard
is trying to get on
surgeons.
the task
Yes,
at hand.
sir. Let's just. If you have any more comments before we get back.
No
into
more
the
comments,
video
sir.
here. All
I'll be
right.
quiet. I'll mute myself because I
All
can't
right.
control
All
myself.
right. All right.
Me either.
A small section of my screen. And I need you to know that as you see me enter into a new level
Uh-oh.
of professionality with my streaming career, know that
I
This
feel
is
like
what
she's copying
I'm currently
Ghostbusters'
twerking with.
cadence and rhythm of
Uh-huh.
speaking, or trying to.
One
I
half
think
of
she
Maybe.
is.
all right.
Yeah, it sounds like her, huh?
Other technical difficulties, perhaps, that we do not need to mention at the moment.
She's not getting it
I
quite
have
right, but
found
she's trying to copy
He
the rhythm.
slowed
Invite
down as the years have
StreamYard.
gone
They
by,
did let me
General.
in the yard. They
He's gotten slower.
tried to keep me out of the yard,
All right.
so I had
She's
to
got a
make the
herp. She's got a
milkshakes,
herp.
but I did make
see that.
them,
She's
and
got a herp.
they did come running.
Look at that
They
armpit.
did let me in.
She used to
are
auction off her
yard.
armpit hair.
They're not shaved.
They are
They aren't shaved?
screaming.
Look at that armpit.
Nope, they are not shaved.
Oh, you're
oh.
right.
Busted.
It still
Excited.
kind of bothers me. I don't
Look at that
like it.
nasty armpit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just kind of, yeah.
A little
Kinda.
bit might be okay.
I
Yeah.
spent some time
I
in
know,
France
we're
in
all
the
very
80s, and I still
excited.
can't get used to it.
Yeah, the
Everything
French,
is
some of them don't even shave their legs. Oh, that hurt.
Idiot. She doesn't know how to do anything with a microphone.
No
What
I
do you
don't
trouble.
think that's
I'm
true
all
anymore, by the
about
way,
that,
Sam.
baby.
No,
No trouble.
Yeah, it's
I
gone
think
less,
that's
but
an old stereotype.
but some artistic women still do it, especially the
I had a
feminists. You know?
plan for how to make my audio work
Lesbians.
well, and it might be using this microphone, unfortunately, because, well, let's not get into it. Let's not get into that.
That's a toy karaoke mic.
Of
You
course, my lesbian
genuinely sound better off
will
not
be
using it.
arriving any moment,
It's a
but
toy karaoke
let's
mic.
start
Wow.
things off
Yeah,
with
that's like a
some
cheap
Barbie
$1
Why
Lesbian
would she do
Harmony.
that, man?
comes
She's
with a,
she's
Yeah.
worked with mics for years. Why would she
You
do that?
kissed it.
that's
And
a
by
cheap
it,
ass
I
mic. That's
mean
not even a brand name. It's like
So is she doing it for
Look at
money
it.
purposes?
It's plastic.
your
I
television
think it's
when
shtick.
Jarvis
Oh, okay.
on there singing her.
Yeah, I
beautiful
remember
song.
going to Walmart and they had
Don't
those for
be
kids.
ashamed.
So I think you're right.
If you're making out with your screen right now, know that I love you and that I'm also making out with you.
I mean, the sound quality should tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. I don't get the shtick though.
What
With
will
no
you be
budget,
on the
man.
show?
Hamburger, just chill out, man.
It's like retro art house, low budget kind of vibes.
Is my time.
I guess it's calculated, right, Jenna?
We're going casual, summer professional tonight on the Lesbians program.
Is she playing us? Is that the bit?
Lesbians episode 3.
Hey, Mr. Moodles. Hi, Shamu.
I'd say it's more of a performance piece than she's playing us.
Yeah, I've always felt like she was going for performance art, but I don't know.
It's just rap too. It's tearing me apart. It's ruining every day.
She's actually a wonderful singer when she's not doing shtick.
The fact you had to point that out, though, should let you know that this is shtick.
But what, Jenna?
I said the fact you had to point that out should let you know that this is shtick, right? This is a choice.
Yeah, it's hard for me to understand, but I guess you're right.
Sucking on purpose is a thing.
Sorry.
It's okay, Wink.
Sorry. I should have muted.
It's okay, man. You're not interfering a artistic performance, are you?
Oh my god. I can sing better than her.
No, I guess she's bad on purpose, Jenna. Is that it? She's really a
Sam,
good singer.
you don't have to analyze all of it. Just experience it. See what it makes you feel.
I don't want to experience it. It's unpleasant.
Did you have to let him finger?
Why? Don't censor me, dude. Just let me be myself. Stop.
I made a joke about fingering. Relax.
When things wouldn't seem so confused, I wouldn't feel so used. We're lying all the time. We're just a game
Look at the enthusiasm. She's trying. Look at the enthusiasm.
No, I've heard her sing serious. She's not being serious.
Yes,
Got me wrapped around
Hey, Lexi's here.
You're both right. Where's Ollie?
yeah.
I love
Do
like
you
Weird thing
have
there.
to let it linger? Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to let
when
it?
sneezing. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing.
She is trying really hard to be sucky, and
Yeah.
she can also sing. For
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, she-
I agree on that. Yeah. But why would you try to be sucky?
No, she's not.
It is
she's
kind of
not
funny. Let's be honest. Pretentious.
No, it's not.
is kind of
Not
funny.
not to me because it hurts my ears.
Oh, you got sensitive. Don't take some
Yeah, I'm pretty
karaoke stuff.
sensitive to auditory.
You've got me rocket dripping in your jar, like a pussy dripping in your jar. I wanna
She's changing
make
the lyrics too.
them
That was funny. No one thought that.
put a pussy
Since she's a
dripping
pussy dripping in your jar.
jar.
So you're analyzing too,
Let
General.
the drippings mixed together.
Yeah, but I'm not questioning it. I'm observing it.
Oh, come on. Give me a break.
Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to?
It's very unpleasant. Come on, let's be
Yeah,
honest.
It's very
Is that the
awful.
intent?
No, she's trying. Some
No, I
people-
don't think she's trying. I don't think she's.
Sam,
Have you heard her
well
before?
enough to know that she can sing for real, right?
No, of course, she's a beautiful
Right.
singer.
So if she's singing like this, it has to be a choice, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
She's trying her hardest.
But it'd be better if she just sang serious because she has a wonderful voice.
But clearly, this is the bit, whether you like it or not. This is.
That's
This
the
is-
bit. Yeah. I'm just saying I prefer listening to her beautiful
little-
voice than this.
You got a little tickle.
That's one of the few times she smiled ever.
Why
So
doesn't
she
she
is.
smile? I've noticed that before. It's kind of sad, isn't it?
Also, notice how much
And with Chase for
different her
business,
face looks
it's
when
become
she
way
does that.
bigger.
Scissor to enter the
Get
trap.
financial guidance from bankers in your community and convenient digital tools all in one place.
What do you think about
Chase
her
for
art?
business. Make more of what's yours.
I'm so
I like some of
subdued,
it, others not
You
so
know-
much.
Some's interesting. Some's yeah.
being overwhelmed
That's I'm like that with all
bombarded
that. People
by
hitting
life.
this for me.
and activity is kind of a natural oxycodone, a natural
See, she just told you why she did it, Sam. As a natural
Opioid.
release.
You
Like
know,
an endorphin
I'm
release.
past the point.
Well, that's
of
ridiculous,
caring
but okay.
about pretty much.
There's no
Boss
endorphins
Just
going
caring.
on me. Listen.
But there is. That's why we have things like primal
Don't
stream
feel
therapy
little
and
to no
things like that.
feeling.
Sam.
But this isn't primal stream of Janov.
It's her version of it.
In my
It's her
mind,
artistic
in my body,
interpretation
and
of it.
Yeah,
This is good news. So if it sounds like
but there's
I get
bad
that it
art
might not be your
and good
taste.
art.
good news,
I get that it might not be for your
Children.
taste, but it
That's
is
the
a
means,
thing.
gotta
I mean,
be
Is it to your taste?
I'm
haters,
not sure yet.
lovers,
Undecided. I
incels,
want to see more.
Okay.
loves. This is good news.
I mean, there's a lot of songs. Luckily,
Luckily for HB, I have a lot of songs. I have a little bit of songs issue, so
Luckily
You know,
for HB. And his
even the
audience.
greatest singers
You
in
see what I just wrote in
the
chat?
world
Yeah.
aren't turned
I
out
really
the
can't
same.
take too much of this.
Don't send
Yeah,
me
neither
emails
can
about
I'm gone
Maybe
after a couple minutes.
that's the point. Is to thin
Could
out the
be.
audience.
Could be the point. Yeah.
I zoned out. Like
Leave
a
the
little while ago.
hardcore fans behind.
She
A
looks
lot
like
of bands do that.
She looks like she's
Do
taking
they?
a
Get your
dump.
A lot of
person.
comedians do that. Try to walk the audience.
McShay. And
Remember
also
when the
Ghost,
when the
who I know
clowns died? That I forget who did that. Purposely
is
drove
not
people out of the
natural or the art
audience.
of existing in this present day. McShay.
There's only one
That's
Andy
the
Kaufman,
program.
obviously, General.
Oh, I love
Maybe
Andy
bad
Kaufman.
Me too, but there's only one Andy Kaufman.
So
And a lot of bad
I'm not
imitations.
seeing-
And there's
Yeah,
only
yeah.
one Sam Hill, and there's only one Ghostbusters, and there's only one Not Me General.
But there's a
only
lot
one
of people
Jarrah.
who sound alike. And I
Who
don't
does a
remember.
karaoke track without the words? God damn it. There's actually something weird going on with this song on actually I discovered an Etta James. What do they not have?
I mean
They're
this with
not
respect,
gonna-
but Sam Hill, you
Hold on.
have like substitute teacher autism.
there's
What do you mean?
something going on with this song.
It's like you're stuck in substitute teacher
You
mode.
can't get just
I
the
was a
audio
substitute
version
teacher.
of
Yeah,
Take
and
It
your
to the
brain is
Limit
stuck
by
there.
No, it's not
Eagles.
stuck there. I got out, dude.
On YouTube. You cannot find it.
It's like you're
Okay.
always trying to play that role.
What's going on?
And now it
Sounds like an
seems like
infestation.
it's
That's not
hard
true at
to
all.
find.
Spence reporting budgeting
What?
data entry
Francois?
Too much
reimbursement
projection,
spending.
Jenna.
Hardy?
I'm the cool teacher.
Died?
Bill can help with that. Bill and sales?
Since
I'm
when?
not
I
like
was
those
a cool
guys.
That
teacher.
happened today,
Yeah, see?
Bill
Roscoe?
gives
Can't
you
help
real-time
it.
visibility into couple.
Your analysis is very
Oh my
superficial.
God.
And yet
These
the
are
people in the
karaoke
audience are laughing,
songs.
so they clearly know what I mean.
Without
Who's laughing?
the
I don't hear him
freaking
laughing, dude.
Mr. Mr.
words.
Noodles.
Well, who's
something
laughing,
is
dude?
very, very strange is going on with this song, okay?
We need to
First
respect
off,
Chad.
you can't get the original version.
Okay, well, she's accomplished her goal with
No,
me.
she's having artistic struggles. She can't find the version she wants. It's her little prima donna moment, and let her have it.
Well, she can have whatever
And
she
then you
wants, but we
can't
have the
get a
freedom to leave.
karaoke
So if
version
that
of
was
it.
her
Like,
intent,
what
why am I
is
spending
going-
time watching
what
this
kind
channel?
of war
You're not. You're here with us
is
discussing
going
it.
on over this
Hmm.
freaking song?
You have
What's
your choice.
both,
to put your-
isn't it?
your input
We
on
could.
top of it
It'd
and
be
make it
better
honest.
if she wasn't doing this and we were just talking.
Sure, but we could
With
still talk.
words. I can't believe I'm typing this. Oh my god. I
And
didn't
respect,
think I
Chad.
knew the struggle that it is
Yeah,
to just
Shamu's
play
here.
this
He's good.
song. But all there is karaoke.
Let's see how
versions.
long he's here.
But the karaoke versions don't have words with them. I can't. We're gonna
You're
have
meant
to.
to know the words
Russell
if you're
Cook,
a
this
real
would be a
artist,
good
Trevor.
thing for you.
There you go.
to
That's a criticism. I
research.
can't throw at her. You want to sing a song, you should know the song. That's what rehearsal
No,
is.
Hamburger HB is good. It's like he's not always good, but he has talent.
I guess I know all the words. I guess I
There
can
you
just
go.
Do it without
Have
the
some goddamn
lyrics.
confidence, woman.
Hamburger, I think it's the cough medicine. Now she's changed, Jenna. Gone more serious.
Yes, but also notice that she's just doing a different style now.
Yeah, I talked about the transition. It's much better, huh?
The deliveries. The mic still sucks.
You know, I've always been a dreamer.
I like the song too.
Spent my life running around.
And even through the bad mic, you can hear she's in tune, she's on time.
Oh, she's definitely talented. That's why I wanted her Robusters to sing Hallelujah. But
Are
the
you
people
going to join in
didn't.
for the chorus, son?
When she came, the people got tired of her.
Well, some audiences don't click with some performance.
No, most of the time people would leave.
Show me
Come on,
It's a great
Seth.
song.
We're coming up to the chorus. You gonna join in?
take it to the
I
limit.
love. This is the Eagles did that.
One more time. You didn't join in, son. You could have harmonized with her.
She's a real singer. I'm not.
Everyone you ever sing along to is
Where
amazing.
you can spend
Long as you enjoy it, right?
all your time.
Yeah, the mic is just wrecks everything.
But again, it's a style choice. I'm sure she has better microphones than that.
Probably, huh?
But if it all fell to pieces tomorrow, would you still be mine?
I don't know about that art channel. I don't see talent there.
So if you look at the green one on the right,
Uh-huh.
that's terrible. But if you look at the blue one on the left, that's actually pretty good. And she's got that one covered up with some piece of paper. So
Yeah, I forgot the artist who does those figures like the green, the shapes.
When there's
Monet.
nothing left to believe in.
Hamburger, then why are you here? He's making. Just go away, then, dude.
You're running back, you're coming back.
I also like that weird little black cat thing that's on the left of the screen.
I'm trying to think about the artist who makes those shapes, like squares. No, it's not Monet.
show one more time.
American
Give
or
me
European?
lesbians.
I should know.
Give me
European.
lesbians.
I used to know all this stuff, you know.
Harmonizing with herself.
One more time.
Being away from my mother, I've
Lesbians,
lost
one
a
more
lot
time.
of my artistic knowledge.
Give me lesbians. Oh, show me
Hitting behind me.
lesbians.
I like Moreau. M-I-R-O.
Hang on, but you complained while she was singing badly, and then you completely.
She's not
ignored when
singing
she-
that
when she
well.
sang well. That is
No,
good.
she's not singing well. She's not singing well.
HB cry. You're not feeling it.
Yeah, Lexi, I know. Lexi's so smart. I'm just too lazy to go look. I'm not ready for bed yet.
It's gonna be a close show, but it's
I just hope that the less and less Alex is around, that we actually get to see Lexi Lou starting to come back a bit more.
Alex, what a real creep, Jenno. Really. What a disappointment. He just wrecks everything.
Look, sorry, hang on.
Rash on your back.
That was her little moment of triumph, and you just talked over it. She even gave a little triumphant look to camera.
Triumph for you. No, but she turned me off, dude. I tuned out.
Doesn't her confident face, smiley face, look a lot better than her frowning face?
Of
Wouldn't you rather
course.
see her empowered?
Yeah, but it's too much work, dude.
You
You know, to get to that.
You're just mad because she didn't show you her titties.
You're so stupid. I don't want her to see that. That's you.
You
dude.
asked to see that.
Well,
No, you're the guy
We
who
have a
does
clip.
that, not
Steph.
me.
Could we play the clip?
here.
Okay, dude, I was just
I don't
having
have a
fun.
monologue.
I didn't expect you to do it. It would have gotten the channel shut down.
Kind of.
4.5 years, and that's all they got on it.
Loose on Lesbians Tonight on Lesbians Tonight. I'm sure we have a lot to talk about, and I do
And that
have
clip isn't
some
even edited.
segments, and some notes. But I thought that we just
One
do kind
turns
of a
off at some point, Jenno.
casual
Sure.
Friday
Once you get rejected.
check-in base.
And
No, I'm
Not to say
talking
more.
about her
Lesbian
performance.
Who's been up to a lot on the internet.
I'm talking about streaming.
which I'm unsure about because I
I don't know.
have
I think
been
she's
very busy.
at the dawning of a new era. Everyone has their cycles, right?
Dawning of New York. Give me a break.
Creativity.
That sounds like Hair.
So,
I actually saw a production of
you know, I
Hair.
got some
I
catch-up
forget
to
if it
do
was in
on
English.
It's actually the name of a song
my
by a star band from here in the UK known as The Specials.
my dearly beloved
This is the dawning.
streamers.
This is the dawning of Aquarius comes from the musical Hair.
Maybe half
That's the difference.
of
This is the dawning of
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Aquarius. Yeah, that's a difference.
I saw a production of that. It was pretty good.
Kevin Spacey was
Was
At
it
the
the
end-
nudity version?
an
I'm
hour.
sorry, what
Was it a version with nudity?
Kevin
version of?
Spacey was a-
Of hair with nudity. Sometimes they do it nude.
Yeah, at the
sometimes they
very end, they had people. Yeah, they get nude. That's why it was so controversial. Now it probably wouldn't be a big deal, but in the day during Vietnam, you know,
don't. So
the movie was pretty good
sometimes
too.
penis is acceptable enough.
Oh, of course. In the day, they made. Did you see the movie with Milos Forman? It should have been better, but
Microphone that's plugged into
the musical was really good.
Box amp. Okay, so don't worry. This is
I
not
have also
a
seen one
microchip.
performance of it live, and I have seen clips of the movie.
Yeah, well, I saw it
I've never
live.
seen the entire movie.
A lot of the songs are really good. Jerome Ragman and some other guy wrote it.
And you are
Not a big fan of show tunes and
the best place
musicals
to
overall.
be in
There's a few.
2023.
Most musicals, but some
Most musicals
the
are.
ones that really make it, like
Okay.
West Side Story,
You're a whore.
are really
Okay.
good. But you're right,
I
I don't
most.
know. Again, West Side Story is iconic. I wouldn't actually say it's that good.
Some of the music is really good. The recent movie I couldn't even get through. The original movie I liked. Right.
See, I think I prefer the older era, like the westerns and
Me too.
things like that.
Well, movies were more important back there. Back
But
then, they had
the
fewer choice.
musical western
Oh.
was less sucky than any other version of a
Does
musical.
anyone have
Oklahoma
have
was
had
pretty
one?
good.
Russell Cook, do you have any?
I actually did a
Davio-
couple, like in high school
anyone who
drama,
Davio
some
Steve?
productions.
Sure, did you do the
They're
Wells
fun to
Fargo
do, but they're not
wagons
very
coming
good.
to town?
What?
The Wells Fargo wagons coming to town, or whatever that song is.
Is that from Oklahoma?
I
didn't
it's from one of those.
It's still going on. There's still Broadway in New York City.
What else do I want to
Sure.
sing? Well, you
Because
know what?
There's still
Oh.
a nostalgia for it. They're already
Phantom of the Opera was really
That
good too.
karaoke song
You
that
probably
I've
saw
already
that.
done
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that. I saw that when I was a kid, though.
2
So.
times.
I
I've
saw
been
that
listening
twice.
and
It was,
the
I really
after
liked that one.
Bosnians.
The music.
I was like
So
9 or
fun.
10 when I saw that. So
I think
wasn't
they
really-
still do the productions. I think
What
there
do you
was
mean
one
I
in
was
Las Vegas last
disconnected?
year.
Sorry.
What do
You
you
guys
was
are begging
disconnected?
for it.
All right, I got a little hiccup, a little disconnected, but how are we doing so far?
Well, me and Sam have been debating. I've been enjoying her performance more. Sam has been slightly more critical.
All right, interesting. And now you're talking
When
about
my
the-
ears are
the music
hurt,
specifically.
it's too much for me, Jenna, whether
I
it's
didn't say
performance
you
or
had
not.
valid or not valid criticisms.
Mhm.
I just said you were being slightly more critical, which is good.
Yeah,
Your-
you like it or you don't like it or whatever. It's subjective, of course.
I
Your ears are
attached no emotive connection to that, though.
I'm just saying when my ears hurt, whatever they're doing, I generally don't like it.
And why are they hurting? Is it from music or is it from
Yeah.
medical reasoning?
No,
Now
it was
she sang the first song intentionally badly. She has
Yeah.
an intentionally shitty mic, but you complained when she sang the first song badly. But then when she actually did the proper delivery on the second song, and wasn't intentionally singing badly,
Right.
and actually tried to keep it, and she actually did quite well.
no,
You
there were
fought- you
some
fought for over
parts, but then she lost it again. Come on.
I
Go
don't
on to
think
me.
you were. I don't think you were paying as close attention when she
Well,
was
I
singing.
yeah, I
well.
tuned out. You're right
Yeah.
about that.
So you're saying it was intentionally? She was intentionally?
Well, we
singing
both
bad?
agreed in the beginning.
Well, this is what we were debating. See,
Yeah.
how much of this is an affectation and a character and a performance piece, and how much of this is her.
Well,
real
this
self
is a
coming
running line that HB and I have talked about.
through. Sure, I
That
mean,
what
it's
is the
also
genuine
discussed
person?
this one.
I don't really know if I've seen the genuine person, HB.
I think that the singing is genuine, but
Uh-huh.
I don't think that she realizes how bad the microphone setup is with the.
No, the first song.
Well,
she
Jano
was
said that was
intentionally-
purposeful.
The first song she was intentionally hamming up and singing badly. 'Cause
Look
I
at
thought-
the mic. It's a
I-
child's mic.
But I think
HB.
the mic choice is also a choice. She probably has access to
Yeah,
that
you're
mic
probably
choice.
right. Yeah, I think I agree on that.
It's
But
a-
somebody said she's playing us. But
No,
I
it's
don't.
not so much playing us as it's a performance piece, right? There's bits of this that
I
are
guess.
genuine artisticness. There's bits of
Uh-huh.
it that are a jibe at the audience and saying you guys suck. There's bits of it
Yeah,
that
but
are,
here's the
are a jibe
deal.
at the artistry and saying being
But
artistic
You,
sucks.
you don't want it
There's
to
bits
be
of it that are
work.
genuinely pretentious. There's bits of it that are fake.
But it's too
pretentious.
much work to figure out, Jeno.
No, that's you
To
said
me.
you don't know the real her, but that is the real her. That little intrigue puzzle piece that she's laying down, for you,
Uh-huh.
that is the real her. That's
No,
how
I
you
don't
get
think
to know the
so.
real
I
person.
don't think so. I don't think
That's
that's a
what
real her.
artists do. Is they leave little codes about themselves. In
Yeah,
their work.
I know the theory of it. I just
Yeah.
don't know.
It's like a serial killer, right?
But when I have to work at it, it defeats the purpose. I don't want to have to
No,
work.
I think you're resenting the fact that you have to work too hard.
No, I don't resent.
You've
Why
al-
would I
you've already
resent that?
admitted
Not
that
at all.
Resent is the wrong word, but
Yeah, it's
you
the
are
wrong
having
word.
a reaction to the fact
Of
that you're
course,
having
we
to
all
work
having
too
a
hard.
reaction to it.
And you've already admitted you're lazy, and I've admitted that about
No,
myself
that has
too.
nothing to do with a scene if determining if it's art or not. I'm
I
not
think-
lazy in my
Okay, so it's
appreciation of art.
Let me put it to you this way: then it's a effort to reward ratio. You're not feeling rewarded enough for the effort. you're
Well,
putting
we
in.
don't know her intent, do we?
But that's speculative. That's what we're here.
Yeah,
to do, is
it's
to
your. It
enjoy
might
the
be
art.
your projection. We don't know. All I'm saying is, when I have to work at figuring out what's real and what isn't, it's not worth.
That's what
it.
I'm saying. For you, the
For
amount
me,
of effort
of
to the
course.
reward ratio is not
Oh, okay.
balanced, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So for you, like
For me,
an-
it's still at the
Yeah.
point where it's interesting enough that no, let me see what she's doing.
But I've seen her
Let
a
me
lot.
figure this
Maybe
out.
I've seen her more than you, Jenna.
Sure, you may have
Maybe
reached
that's
a
it.
saturation point. That is valid.
that's true, but also you do have a particular hatred of shtick and anything that isn't 100% genuine.
Yeah, I wouldn't say hatred, but I don't like it.
I will
dislike it.
indulge shtick if it's
Actually,
interesting.
some shtick like klezmer music I like. So that's not even true, right?
Vaudeville
If
is
shtick can
shtick.
be done well, you know what I mean, Jeno?
Yeah.
That I
The
like.
Catskills comedians are shtick. You know, there's a lot of shtick in
Vaudeville.
comedy. There's a lot of
Yeah, yeah.
We love that stuff.
But if you can do it well, I'm not a snob. If I, you know what,
But
if
it
I
has to
enjoy
be
it,
a new twist on shtick.
If
Same
it-
old
I
shtick.
can like
is what we don't
schmaltzy sentiment too. I'm not a snob that way. I can enjoy without analyzing.
So I'm going to project some of my own analysis onto here, and maybe I'm wrong. And if Java was here to answer for herself, she might tell me I'm full of shit and I've got the wrong end of the stick. But we grew up in roughly the same era, right? So she's a 80s, 90s kid, grunge. There's the whole
right.
trying hard is not cool. You know what I mean? Like you just, you know, you
Try
shouldn't
hard.
want to be popular. You shouldn't want to be, just do your own thing, man. And I think
Right.
she's making fun of that whole world and also indulging in it a little bit too.
But the context.
And that's the balance that she's presenting to us now. How much of this is fake? How much of this is real?
Or-
How much of this is?
Or
I think that is the game.
there might be a mental illness with the perseveration and the scattered thinking.
But
So it's
every
hard to distinguish.
artist has some kind of dysfunctional.
Well,
thinking.
that's true. Yeah.
Every human being has some kind of dysfunctional thinking. Let's be honest.
But
So-
there's levels of dysfunction. You know what I'm talking about.
but
Jeff.
this is art, so we're going to treat it as art, not as psychology.
Okay.
She's presenting it as art, not as a cry for help.
Well,
right?
we don't know how she's presenting it. That's what H might talk
It's a
about. We don't
performance.
know.
She's got a camera. She's got a
Has,
microphone.
maybe
she's
she's
got
talked
songs.
about that. I've never heard her answer that question. That'd be a good
She
question.
doesn't need to. It's self-evident.
No, it's not self-evident
It's
to
by
me.
the fact there's a camera pointing at her and a microphone. in her
there
hand,
might
and she's
be-
doing a performance.
If there's a dynamic or element of mental illness, it's not necessarily
But
performance
people
art.
with mental illness sit there and talk and ramble on about their mental illness. They don't sing songs and put
No,
artwork
that's
up
not
on the
true.
walls and
No,
have
there's
their
all
own
different
creepy
kinds of
sense
mental
fashion and
illness. Some
create
people
their own
do that
clothing.
and some people don't. There's
I
not
would say
one.
I would say this far more clearly fits into the art category.
Well, I've heard her perseverate. That is, repeat the same word over and over.
Sure.
So it
Because
could be. It
so
could be
do
that
jazz
mental
musicians.
dysfunction.
Are jazz musicians mentally dysfunctive because they riff on the same riff all night?
No, not jazz musicians.
No. So why
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about her.
you repeat yourself a lot? Does that make you mentally?
I don't perseverate, sir. I know what
Just
perseveration
use
is.
the word
I haven't-
perseverate 4 times. So you kind of
No, that's not perseveration. I know what it is. I do have that master's. I know what perseveration is. Repeating
Sam,
something 4
you
times
repeat
is not
yourself
perseveration.
a lot. A lot.
How many times do you have to repeat it?
Yeah.
You know it when you see it
Okay.
Yeah. We know
over
it
and
when we
over
see
and
it.
over. It's like they're imprisoned within the articulation.
All right.
You know that, General. Don't
That's what a
misrepresent.
chorus in a song is, though, too, Sam. It depends through the filter
It's
with which you're looking at
the
it.
context, of course. But perseveration is distinct from conscious wanting to say.
So is
Perseveration is not intentional.
Over and over again.
Sir.
Like when I do that take my
Yeah.
thing and I try to throw as many S words in it as I can.
But that's
Is that
intentional.
intentionalness or is that a performance?
No, that's intentional.
Yeah, I
Perseveration is
believe what
often
she's
not.
doing is intentional too. Is what I'm saying.
We don't know that.
I believe. I started that.
Yeah,
sentence
that's
with
your
I believe.
opinion. I'm saying
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, your belief is just saying your opinion. You don't need to say you believe. It's
Well,
obvious. It's all
I
opinion.
said it in that way, so it could be unequivocal, and you couldn't quibble it, but you quibbled it anyway.
Well, no, my intent is not to quibble, sir, just to express myself. You tend to be very defensive or projective on that. You see things of ill intent that really isn't there, at least with
You
me.
sound like you're describing yourself right now, so I'm just going to point that out and move on.
Well, that's your defense response. I'm telling you how I feel honestly, and you
You're
reject it.
telling me how you feel, and you're
Right.
framing it through me, through as if
Well,
it
I'm
came
talking
through
to
me.
you. We're
And you're
obviously both
pretending I say
talking.
it, and you pretending
No,
I
I'm not
did.
pretending.
Telling
We're
me how
both
you did.
talking. It's a conversation. See,
I would
there
argue
again,
that
you're
in itself
defensive.
is the
You're
projection.
putting ill into.
Having a
You're
counterpoint to
reading
make
my
doesn't
intent.
make
I'm
you
telling you
defensive.
very
No, no, no,
clearly
no,
how I
no.
feel, but you
Having
don't
a
accept it.
having
You're
a
very
counterpoint
defensive,
doesn't
sir.
make you defensive, Sam. It just means you have a
You're
counterpoint.
sounding defensive to me, sir.
Sure.
Okay.
And you're sounding accusatory.
Okay.
Where does that get us anywhere? Does that help?
I'm just expressing myself without asking. Does it get us anywhere? It's just conversation, dude. The goal is not to go anywhere. At least my goal. I don't know why you'd have a goal with it.
Closer to truth.
Oh, what a good answer. I like that. That's a general
stated
definition of art, right? Closer to truth.
Closer
I
to
like
truth.
that.
You can never know truth.
Is that your line? That's a pretty good line. Art is trying to get closer to truth. I like that. That's what it is, right?
That's how I live my life. Be closer to the truth.
No, you play around a lot, General. You play a lot of games, avoiding the truth.
Truth is a transitory thing. So it's tricksy.
No, it can be finite. Especially objective truth. It has reliability, not subjective truth.
It's only as good as the tools used to measure it, right? That's why science changes every time.
Science changes. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Science does change.
So it's only as good as our understanding of it, shall we say? Let me word it that way.
No, it can exist without our understanding, for sure.
But for all intents.
In fact, a lot of art is so subjective. There's not a
because
answer.
the thing about the truth in and of itself is also a static thing. It doesn't do anything, right? It just exists. It's
it's a construct, but it can move.
So
it does exist in its
practical sense. It's our understanding of truth.
But in a practical sense, if it moves one to take physical action,
right? But it can't do that in this.
Well, people die over, say, words which are constructs.
And it can't
They're
do
just
that
sounds, vibrations, right?
You're giving human characteristics to a non-human entity. It's weird.
Why is that weird? Language, I'm just talking about language and sounds and vibrations. They're human.
So I go back to my original statement that you quibbled. The truth is only as good as our understanding of it. It doesn't matter how pure
I'm saying truth exists.
Itself. We don't understand it.
Because truth exists outside of our understanding, right?
It has no effect or no impact.
No, it can have impact.
We don't recognize it if it just exists, but we're not aware of it.
No,
if we are aware of it,
a comet we're not aware of could crash and destroy our world. We're not aware of it until we are, right?
You're either intentionally missing the point or you're just
why are you impugning my intent? We're just having a conversation. You're very
because you're not
paranoid or something. You're so judgmental. Why are you so
judgmental? Your answer reflects that you did not understand the preceding statement.
That's not true at all.
You're answering something.
It was my understanding, and you have a different understanding. So why do you try to invalidate my intent?
This is so draining. It really is.
Well, fine. You can't handle it. You never could.
All right.
It's not that I can't handle it. You're arguing with yourself and aren't like.
I'm not arguing with myself. I'm talking to you.
I make a statement about
You're very
thing number
critical.
A. You make a response about thing number B.
Why are you getting upset?
Fucking reference.
Why are you getting upset?
Tedious. It's like trying to link up so many fucking.
What's tedious for you?
You're always on the abstract.
Because you're so defensive.
Always on the tangential. You're always
your
on the
reality testing is always on.
And then you say that I'm defensive.
Well, look at you.
Everything you do is try to snake out and take the opposite
Calm
stance.
down.
No, shut the fuck up, old man. And
why are you getting so tedious? Come on, Jeff. What's wrong with you?
Because
really, dude. It's just a conversation.
Smoke and mirrors bullshit. And
there's no smoke and mirror. Why are you so defensive?
You're arguing with yourself.
Just talking with
me to follow along.
Chill, dude. Come on.
It's
then don't. It's draining to you.
Shush.
It's not
Shush.
draining to
It's
me.
draining.
Don't censor me.
You're like an
Why are you
old
so
fucking
upset?
man
I'm
reminiscing
not
about
old. You're old. Look at
reminiscing about
you. You
current
look
events.
old, dude.
You-
But
I
so what?
mentioned
You're
the price
old.
of
Big
bread.
deal.
You start
Your
talking
thinking
about
is
the
very
price of
rigid.
eggs.
Why are you
I talk
so
about up.
upset?
You start talking about
Why are you?
down.
Why is
I
he
talk
so
about what
upset?
happened last week. You start talking about what happened last
Okay,
month.
calm
You're
down.
just
It's
a
all right.
contrarian
Calm
idiot.
down. Take
No,
a chill
it's
pill.
tedious. It's
Take a
tedious.
breath.
It's
But
tedious. It's
dude,
tedious.
I
I'm
don't
gonna be
exist
as
for
exhausting
you.
as
I'm
you
just
as
having a
last week.
conversation.
Remember when I said I'm going to reflect
Why is
back
he
on what
flipping
you
out,
are,
HB?
what
Come on.
energy you give me? If
Dude.
you give me hostility and tedium, I'm going to be hostile and
Chano,
tedious
come
back
on.
to you. And I'm just going to
Chano,
repeat
it's
myself
just a
and say things that
conversation.
aren't anything to do with what you're saying.
HB,
And I'm just going to talk on
you're
and on
so
and on and on and on.
defensive. Why
No,
are you
it's
taking?
draining. You don't understand.
Well, it's not draining to
Because I
me.
try to follow along the fucking thread of what you're saying.
Well,
and
don't
there is
then.
no thread. There is
Don't
no
do
thread.
it then.
'Cause
You can't
jump from
hang,
A
dude.
to Z.
That's what happens.
To Y.
We start
to
talking
U.
and you can't
There's
hang.
no fucking
Why are
rhyme
you
or
so
reason to your conversational thread. It's
I'm
like
just
having
talking
a
to the guy.
conversation with Alzheimer's.
HB, help.
Are you Alzheimer's?
Now you're calling
Are
me
you
Alzheimer's?
personified?
I'm smarter
Are
than
you
you,
just
dude.
Human spirit
I'm
embodiment
more
of
educated than you. I'm smarter than you.
fucking
I don't have an
tedious,
audio
man.
engineering degree.
The
That's
criticism
true.
for what it's worth. You're
Why are you
tedious.
taking so defensively? I was just talking
Yes.
to him.
No, it's impossible to talk to
HB.
you. You're
Why
not
is he
talking to me
attacking?
though. You're not. You're talking at me.
HB.
You're talking around me.
Why are you
You're
so
talking to the fucking
defensive?
side of me. You're
Why is he
doing
mad,
everything other than
HB? I was just
converse
talking
with me.
to him.
You are
Why are you spurging out, dude?
No, seriously, dude. You don't
Seriously, I am
understand.
serious.
So, okay, Kat.
It's just a conversation. Why are you getting so emotional?
Oh, cars, automobiles. Yeah, great.
HB, really, I had no ill
Elephants.
intent.
Wow, elephants. Yeah, Sam. That's
Why is he so
Okay,
defensive, HB?
I mean,
Really?
I agree.
microphones.
You agree
Short
on
mic-
what?
No, agree, disagree.
HB, what? What do you mean?
Maybe agree.
I think that it,
Limbo Land agree.
Wait, I want to hear him.
Bizarro World agree, where we agree but we disagree, but we say
Calm
five
down,
different things.
Jeno.
No, it's tedious. You need to leave a fucking conversation.
You're tedious, but I don't get upset.
You can't just jump from fucking.
Why are you so
extreme narrative to
censorious and
extreme narrative.
judgmental? You're very
Because
judgmental,
You are
sir.
fucking draining. I'm telling
Now
you.
you're
why.
attacking me.
This is why.
H-
Because you ask a question and then you don't listen to the answer.
HB.
Why? I'm telling you why. And
Come
you're
on.
so fucking deranged.
I'm just trying to have a conversation,
So
HB.
the conversation
Why is he
dead.
spurring
You
out?
can't follow. You just asked the
Listen
question,
to
and I
him.
proceeded to answer the question,
HB,
and you're
come-
already onto another fucking topic.
That was yelling.
Do you
Are you doing that
understand now, old
intentionally?
senile man? You
Why are you
understand why
upset?
That might be tedious.
HB.
And when someone tries to answer one of your
Oh my
questions
gosh.
and you ask 5 more, it might be draining.
Are you doing
Fuck,
performance
man,
art?
You are an ass. You are an ass. You really are.
HB, really?
So fucking.
I swear, I just want to have a
non-human.
conversation with
No,
him. Listen,
you're
look at
not
him.
Even a person. You're not.
I'm not even a person.
You are Alzheimer's personified.
I'm
You are just
outside, but I'm
this
smarter than you, dude.
spirit of faggotry. and
Well, oh, now
Alzheimer's.
he's calling me a
You can't have
faggot?
a normal conversation.
Listen to
don't
you.
know what normal
HB.
conversation is. You've never had a normal conversation in your fucking life. Now say something that is a response to what I said.
Chano, this is too weird, dude. I'm just talking to you.
I'm just telling you what you asked. Adam.
Oh, come
You
on.
asked the question,
Who
and
are
I
you to
answered
tell
it
me
in
what I
depth.
am?
In
You're
depth.
delusional. Your reality
In depth.
testing
I
is
gave you a
paranoid, dude.
breakdown by breakdown
There's an
analysis
element of
why
paranoia.
you are a
Serious.
cunt.
And why are you calling me a cunt? What did I say? HB, don't leave me here. HB,
There's
come on.
no more room for quibbling. You are unequivocally a cunt.
HB,
You're
don't
just
do
a
that
cunt.
to me. I
You are
swear.
just a cunt.
Don't leave me with
You're
this
just
guy.
not worth talking
I'm
to.
trying. I just had a
Can't
conversation
have
about art.
with anyone.
Why
It's
is he freaking out,
It's
HB?
impossible.
Would
for
you
to
talk to him?
talk
Okay, I'll be quiet.
anyone.
Talk to
you don't
HB.
have conversations.
Oh,
You have
no.
weird monologues in your fucking head. You don't have conversations. That's the fucking problem with you.
Okay,
Sam.
will you talk to HB? I don't mean to offend you, Jenna. Really.
Like you talk at me. I'm gonna.
I
be
didn't
as
mean to offend him.
and as objectionable.
Would you
as
say
you are.
something,
I'm holding
Hosty?
up a
Come
mirror
on.
to your own
Yeah.
behavior.
Okay,
Sam.
talk to Hostbuster will talk to you and I'll
There's no
listen.
conversation with you.
Okay,
There's
talk
a
to host.
Because you're a fucking retard. You're not intelligent. You're not smart. You're
Why
not
is he
level
sparking? I didn't do
constructed.
anything.
Your only
HP.
skill is to be obtuse.
Why is he attacking me?
You're a little fucking worm
I mean,
that
I
won't
don't-
answer a
I'm a
direct
worm.
question,
What did I
that
do,
won't follow a
HP? I'm a
conversation
worm.
tangent.
What did
You're
I
a
do?
snake.
Okay.
You're a snake. You're a fucking worm. A venomous, low-life reptile.
No, I just was talking to you. Come on, man. Come
There
on.
is no come on, man. With you.
Why are you so mad at me? Hosty. Then talk to Hostbuster, all right? Please.
Then you
Talk to him. Talk to Hostbuster.
Have a conversation with yourself, old man faggot.
Why? I'm not old and I'm not a faggot. I have sex. When's the last time you had sex?
What tangential thing?
Why did you have a transvestite with lunch? Because they say that you do sexually
We're
weird
talking
things.
about the economy. He's talking about an.
You
old-
attacked me. We weren't talking about the economy. You called me a worm.
It's impossible.
I tried to have a conversation. I talked to Hostbuster over the years. We had a great 5-hour talk. Remember that, HB?
A weird.
That was one of the best talks I've ever had. Remember Hostbuster?
Of Alzheimer's and gay.
Early new, but we went. That was like 4 hours. That was a great conversation.
Some kind of
Seriously,
weird AI.
he didn't call me a worm. No worm call. Don't worm shame me, please.
You're not an artificial intelligence.
No, I had a great conversation with Hostbuster. He didn't get mad like this.
You're not even a human being.
I'm not a Hostbuster. Would you defend me? I'm a human being. I'm a man.
Know how to converse. You know how to
Why are you saying I'm not a human being, Hostbuster? What do you think? You agree with me?
out of the human race.
I am a human being. I'm a man.
You're not even a person.
I'm an elephant man. Remember that movie, Mel Brooks? Great movie.
I'm arguing with outsiders.
Do you know that Michael Jackson tried to get the skeleton of David Merrick? Did he? I don't know if he got it or not.
What the fuck is he even saying at this point, Hostbusters?
Well, I brought up I'm a man from the Elephant Man.
How do you feel about Joe Biden?
What even is he? What are we dealing with? What
Joe
entity is this?
That was
What picture are we dealing with?
Is that a deflection? Joe Biden needs to resign. He needs to
we need
resign.
address this. What is this demonic creature? What is this?
What are you calling me? Not human, demonic? All I did was try to have a conversation with him,
You
HB.
didn't do
Really?
that, did you, demon?
For 4 hours,
Tried
HB
to
didn't call me a
derail
demon.
Every fucking conversational time.
No, I had one with Hostbuster. It was pretty good, huh,
And you have
HB?
the balls and the audacity to sit
Why are
there
you
and
attacking me?
defensive.
Now you're bringing my balls into it. My balls have to
You're
do
just a
with it.
senile old faggot. You
Why is
can't-
he attacking me? I get sex, you don't. I'm happily married. Women
I
leave
actually-
you.
Like, I'm not
Right?
sure if you did it on purpose to be annoying.
Why are you attacking me? No.
Really that fucking
No.
senile that you can't
Now I'm
keep-
defensive
you
because you attacked me,
can't keep
dude.
the conversational thread going in your head.
I had 4 hours. I had 2
Why, well,
hours
you
with
talk
Charlotte,
about-
dude.
you
Check
talk
out my
about
last
home.
stream. 2
That's why
hours
when
of great
someone says
conversation.
The sky is blue, you say it's fucking green.
Why does he
That's why when
attack me?
someone says the
HB,
grass
would
is
you
green,
defend me,
you say
please?
no, it's purple.
HB.
Because you're a fucking weirdo contrarian. You're just
I had a great conversation with Charlotte for 2
never had a
hours.
good conversation ever.
Watch the last stream
Ever,
with
ever,
Charlotte.
ever. I don't
What about
believe-
ask HB? We had a 4-hour conversation. Ask him.
I'm sure
You said I never had it.
If
Ask
it was an
HB.
interesting conversation, it was because Hostbusters was making it interesting, not because you contributed.
Okay, but we had it.
No, you sat here and
Did
tried
you
to
see it?
derail and Hostbusters.
Did you
probably
see the
had-
conversation? You're commenting on it. Did you see the
Why-
conversation?
People
Yes or
have
no?
conversations around you, Sam.
You don't have long conversations because you freak out. I tried to talk to you about
can't
art
talk
and you're
to an
freaking out.
Alzheimer's. I can't.
To
I can't
HB.
talk to an Alzheimer's. I
Why?
can't.
I don't have Alzheimer's. I'm better than you. You're the one who walks away, dude.
I can't.
You're not as smart as me. Really. Jenno, no offense. You're not. You know what? You're like a B student, like AOC, come to think of it. All these B students. At least he read a book. HB said he didn't read one book through high school.
It's fine. Sam, have these conversations with yourself. Your own little internal.
That means you're very smart,
Yeah.
but it wasn't smart. You should have read some books. If you were smart enough to get through high school without reading a book, think about if you actually read HB.
Wow.
He's like an underachiever. You would admit that, right, HB? You're an underachiever, like with comedy.
I guess so.
He's funnier than some people on stage, right?
Sure.
He said he might start showing up.
Notice, folks, this
When
is
they
not a
open.
conversation.
There's no folks.
This is
There's
an
probably
old
3
man
people
saying
here.
random things and Hostbusters.
Why are you attacking me,
Yeah, yeah,
Jeno?
yeah, yeah. Sure.
Well, you know, I agree, and sometimes I agree to disagree. But
What do you agree on? What are you agreeing on?
I might be an underachiever, but you know,
I am
when
too.
the time
I
is
am.
right, I'm an overachiever. It all
I'm an
depends on the
underachiever.
bullshit.
I was supposed to be like following my father, but my brother did. He became like the Harvard lawyer, but the expectations were on me till I ran away. They kind of fucked up the expectations.
Oh, you were supposed to be the star child.
Yeah, oldest, the oldest, the brightest, supposedly, but it turned out my brother got all the good, Harvard, all that stuff.
He was younger.
Yeah, I'm the oldest boy. What about you? You have one sister, and you're the only boy, right?
Yeah.
But I think Jeno probably is not as bright as his father. I'm not, and HB has not achieved. So all 3 of us have that. Your father sounds brilliant, Jeno, right?
In a minute since I took my IQ test.
But you're not brilliant. But your father might have been.
Well, how do you know that? Maybe he is brilliant.
Well, because his father got hired at a very posh school. He
Let's ask
started it.
Jeno.
Okay.
Let's ask Jeno how his open mic went.
How did your open mic? Oh, he talked about it. It went well.
Oh, good.
First time, right? And he was better than a couple of others. It went really well. You
Yeah,
might have a
pretty good.
future, dude.
I mean, yeah, it's a roll of the dice.
We had that talk, remember, Jenna? We had a nice talk.
No, I don't remember.
And then someone came in and started attacking him, calling him a cunt. I felt bad. Prime came in and said, whoa, General and me are actually kind of being civil. And this guy comes on and starts calling him an asshole. I actually defended him. It felt very weird.
Now,
Didn't I, General? I defended you, dude.
Just having his own internal.
Why don't you thank me?
Well, it
Who
sounds-
else defends you?
It sounds like
I didn't want to.
Something must have happened in the meantime that led to some.
No, we were just talking. I think he can.
How many
He spurgs out for some reason. No, you know what it is? He's paranoid. He thinks I'm making fun of him. I'm not.
HP, how many non sequitur responses can you indulge in?
No.
Well, I'm actually interested in what you have to say, Legeno, about
There you go.
your open mic experience. How do you feel about how it went?
It was. I'm
It was great,
underwhelmed
man.
by how okay it went, if that makes sense.
But okay in the beginning is
I
brilliant.
was expecting either to be a lot better or a lot worse, and it just went okay. Like,
I
But
think
that's
okay,
great.
Okay is good.
Okay is good.
Okay
You're
is
just
good.
starting out,
You
dude.
should
It's so
expect-
hard.
For your
It
first
didn't go
open
great.
mic, you
They
should
were, like,
expect
rolling in their
horrible.
eyes laughing, but they laughed at the right.
Jeno, I've studied comedy too. He's exactly right. Most
You should
people
expect-
bomb. The fact
yeah.
you didn't should be very promising for you.
I mean,
And-
it was too small a crowd to bomb in.
But
fine.
that's the
No,
thing.
that's ridiculous.
I always think that if you don't totally bomb
Uh-huh.
horribly the first time, then that's a good sign.
Famous
That's the
comedians
problem.
talk about that. That it takes a while, usually.
But
Jenna,
Ed-
I did get the laugh.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man, you sound good.
Okay, cool. I can't stay on, but Jenna, your mic's coming through your computer or something. Like it's
I know
pretty
what's
low.
going
It sounds like it's coming out of a different device. People in chat keep asking to fix it. So just
Oh,
check
there's
on that.
People in chat.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
What's wrong with them?
God damn it! There we go.
The gains,
Oh, no.
gains.
There we go.
That should be way better.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Now we get the usual over loud.
Yay! Now I can turn this back down to a sensible level. because it's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
doing something.
You can overpower me.
Thank you, Shamu.
That's what
I
you mean.
appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, no problem,
thanks,
guys.
Shamu.
Take it easy.
Fuck you, Shamu. Fuck you. We
It was
no
actually my
alibi.
webcam mic we
Oh
were
my
listening
gosh,
on.
I liked it better before Shamu. You had to come up.
Oh, well, you're in trouble
No.
now, Sam.
Hey, Kate's here. She's
Yeah,
great.
the one person that might actually save this.
Yeah, come up. You're right. She's great. She's
But yeah,
nice.
so, okay, yeah, Kate, come up, obviously, but we said that.
Wonderful loud mic, HB.
I'll throw
Thank
the
you,
link out
Shamu,
there
for that.
for folks who want to join. Yeah, as far as
Shamu.
your
I'll
You
turn
son
it
of a
down.
bitch,
I'll
Shamu.
turn it
You
down
see what
just
you
to be
did?
nice. There we go. Look, I can be reasonable.
you turn
too.
it
I'm not
down more,
I'm not trying
please?
to drown anyone
It's
out.
still really loud.
The audience will tell us if it's out
What
of line.
audience? Who would be here?
Oh, the wonderful folks like Hamburger.
I
who
can't
has
respect
nothing to make
anybody that
fun
would be
for the
here.
show.
Sorry. Hamburger.
But
He's a
then why
critic.
would you disrespect the audience?
What's the
I think
audience?
they're
Two
great,
people?
great people.
I think they're lovely people. Thank you all for joining us.
You don't know Hamburger. I don't think he likes you.
He seems like good people.
He doesn't seem like good people.
Listen,
You've been-
And if he doesn't, and if he doesn't like me, that just means he has good taste. So he's got
That's
that
that
going in his
Groucho
favor.
Marx joke. I like it too. You know Groucho Marx?
I paraphrased it a little bit. I wouldn't be a member of any club that would have
Yeah,
those, whatever.
yeah,
but
that's a
sure.
classic joke. He actually wrote
Geno is king, says Hamburger. There you go.
that. Geno's king. King bullshit.
Seems like approval to me.
King of shit. A king. None of us.
So what about
So-
None of us are
Okay,
royal.
the reason I'm being so, to go back to what we were talking about,
Wonderful.
the reason I'm being so meh about it, like I will take okay, and trust me, I'll take okay. It could have gone a lot worse. It could have gone a lot better. But
You're not getting what me
I
and
didn't
HB are
really
saying.
try out. I didn't really try out.
good for
I
you.
told a funny story with some jokes thrown in. I feel like I copped out a little bit. I played the safe route a little bit. That's why I'm not so confident in saying yeah, it went well, because I
don't
did
know if
kind of
I've
play
ever
it
heard
safe
of a
little bit.
comic having a great first performance, HB.
No one has a great one,
Nobody
but
does,
most people have an okay one. I
No,
would
most
say.
flop. I'd
It's
say
about
most people
getting
flop
your
the
ass
first time.
on the stage.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
really what it's all about. The
Show
first-
up, right? HB, show up.
After that,
So
then you
If
things
you
I
had
had
talent.
going in my favor. It was a venue I'd been to before. I knew some of the locals and the staff, but no one like was a close friend. I intentionally didn't invite anyone just
Right.
in case I bombed, and I kind of wanted to do it just to do it.
That was smart. Yeah.
It was a small numbers. There was 20 people in the crowd and 3 other comedians. It was,
Did you tape it?
I audio taped it with my phone
Good.
in my pocket, and the audio is crap. You can kind of
We'll
hear
get
me, but-
better audio. That's a good way to learn,
Yeah.
dude.
I have a GoPro and I have a
Nice.
mic that connects to
Well,
the
next
GoPro. So
time,
it's next
maybe
time I'll
we'll-
get someone to actually film
You'll
it.
probably get better and better, dude. Experience does count.
So I actually want to have a few failures as well. I want to see if I can turn it around, how bad it gets,
Well, you have
how
this
I
stream
actually
tonight.
cope with that feeling.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I have a secret ambition of just shit talking the crowd back
It's
into
no
liking
longer
me.
a secret. You just told us.
But you know what I mean. Every comedian wants to do the old switcheroo where the crowd hates them and then you make them love you again.
Yeah, who was that comedian? The guy who he was a Jewish guy, played Italian.
Dice.
Purposely-
Dice, Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, when the what was that? When the clowns die or
The
something?
Diesel
HB that
After
album.
died. Yeah, these albums.
When
Yeah,
the
that's what
clowns
you're
die.
talking about, right?
Yeah.
Not so much, but yeah, that would fit what I was talking about. There's a lot of comedians who have like gone in against a hostile crowd,
Yeah,
and then
like
they
Andy Kaufman.
give them shit
sometimes.
back until the crowd loves them again, and they're like, okay.
Oh, that's true too.
I like the idea of a hostile crowd, which is again what I'm used to here
Win
on
them
YouTube.
back. I have that a
So,
lot. I flop a lot on streams, and I try to come out of it. I usually do, but I do get a sense sometimes nothing's working.
But what I realized is my joke structure sucks balls. Like
It's
I have
hard.
funny premises and then I struggle to convey them. And the other thing I realized is I need to write way much more material than I
It's
do.
hard, isn't it?
A joke a day doesn't cut it.
I had a construct, and something was off, and I just figured it out after a year. The concept was the bragging rights of Jesus, right? Like at school, the kids are bragging. My father had a herd of sheep. my father had a car dealership, and I just figured out car dealership in biblical times.
Sure. Again, so, like, you don't
Nobody
have
corrected me on that.
you don't have a terrible sense of humor, but I know what your problem is when it comes to comedy, and I'm gonna.
What's
if
the
you want,
problem?
I'll tell you.
What's the
You, so your problem is you lack the long-term tracking of a joke. You get caught in each segment as you're telling it,
That's a good comment. Yeah.
and you don't segue well from each part. So, for example, like earlier today, when I tried to point out to you that the
Right.
joke and the saying is not, "I have a bridge in Brooklyn for sale to you."
Yeah, I
the
remember
joke,
that.
you have to say somewhere where there are no bridges. That's how the joke works.
No,
right?
I think that joke worked.
No. I'm telling you, you're wrong. And I know you're going to say, "Oh, it's an American
you're
thing,"
right
and I don't
about what you
understand.
said.
But Hostbusters is here, and he will confirm.
But you're
The whole point of
British.
the joke is, I'm going to sell you something that doesn't
correct.
exist.
Well, no,
Right?
it exists.
So by the
But
time
it's
you've got to
stupid.
the punchline, you've
No, that's
forgotten the
not the
fucking
joke.
premise.
Sir, the bridge exists, but you can't buy it. That's what the
No.
joke is.
The joke is like, I would sell
There
you
is a Brooklyn
bridge in the Nevada desert.
Sir, there's a Brooklyn Bridge.
It doesn't work if it's plausible, Sam. The whole joke is
But it's not-
compromised
it's
if it's
absurd.
plausible.
Okay, what I was saying was,
There are
I get-
bridges.
no,
Conceivably,
somebody
you
never
could buy
told
one.
me. You know, Jesus was bragging rights. He could say, "Well, my dad created the world."
Sure. I get the premise.
The wrong was I talked about a guy bragging about,
car
"Oh, my
dealership.
dad."
Right. Again, because you're losing track of the
Nobody-
overall
no, nobody
premise
helps me
as
with
you're
that.
going from stage to stage.
No, nobody
That's-
like you helped me with that. HB
No, sure.
never
Okay,
corrected.
cool. Again, that's the good beginnings of a joke. That's still a long ways from being a joke.
It takes a
Logan.
while, huh? For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Well, the joke is that the bridge isn't for sale, whether it exists
Yeah.
or not. it's
Well,
not
that's
for
what I'm
sale.
saying. But it exists. Jeno said it doesn't exist.
No, every version of that saying I've ever heard,
Uh-huh.
the point is that the it's somewhere where they would be crazy for there to be a bridge.
That's not the joke. Brooklyn needs that bridge.
If you're that gullible, I've got some property in such and such for you to buy.
That's more
yeah,
like it, yeah.
That's the premise of the joke. You're butchering it, man.
But the bridge does exist. You keep saying it doesn't exist. There is a Brooklyn Bridge.
No, I'm saying there is a Brooklyn Bridge. That's why the joke doesn't work. For the
It
joke to work,
works.
there would have to
It's
be
not
no
my
bridges
joke.
in Brooklyn.
Dude, it's not my original joke, right?
Look up versions of that joke. You'll see what I'm saying. I can't explain it to you again.
Okay. Well, HB, the British have a really different sense of humor than American humor. So you're not the person because you come out
Not
from a
even
British.
that true, first of all.
It
but
is
B,
true.
we understand each other's sense of humor.
Dude, I've been in
American comedy plays in the UK. Why? Because we find it funny. British
But
comedies
British
play in
doesn't-
America.
no, it
Why?
doesn't
Because you
play in
guys find it
America.
funny.
No,
Not as
it
much,
doesn't-
but it
not as
does.
much.
You guys
Every once in a
like UK
while.
comedy.
not most of it, some of it.
And the only times you struggle is when someone has a strong
like
accent and you
slapstick,
can't follow the accent or you can't follow the local
Benny Hill was an
sayings.
exception. Benny Hill.
Benny
was an
Hill is
exception.
very low tier comedy.
But it worked in America.
Faulty Towers would have
I
been a
love
good
Benny
example to
Hill.
give.
You don't like
Or
Benny Hill?
Monty Python would have been a good.
Monty
good example.
Python works, yeah. But
Yeah.
Benny Hill was one of the exceptions that actually
It's
worked.
funny, but it's low
It's funny.
tier slapstick. No one
Yeah.
considers Benny Hill to be like some genius comedian.
Do you know the story of Benny Hill, HB, that he got
actually quite sad,
butchered
his
by
real
the
life story.
Me Too movement, HB?
Wait,
And
Benny
he
Hill?
was
He got canceled. Yeah.
he was actually gay as well.
I didn't know that. I don't know much
Yeah.
about him, but I know it was sad ending.
He had really weird mummy issues. He ended up dying
Probably.
broke. He tried to hide his money under the
Something
mattress
like
and
that.
shit with tax money. He had loads of problems. Poor
But
guy.
he was huge, and he got butchered because they attacked him later on for how he presented women. Your British culture did
Really?
some really bad things too. Yeah,
You sure about that?
He wasn't
Yeah,
so
ask Jeno.
me too. It's more that his career died out in the era of different comedy. It wasn't that he was me too'd and
no,
deplatformed.
he was
He
definitely
was no
not
longer
PC.
relevant.
No, the
Yeah,
feminists
but-
really went into him. Come on, be fair. I know that much.
Not as much as you think is what I'm saying. That's
What
true. I'm
happened
not saying
to
what
him?
you're saying is true. What happened more was that the comedy moved on and he didn't.
It changed. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. It changed for sure.
Yeah.
It was sad because I used to watch him with my grandfather. He was on American TV a lot. I still remember.
And the
you know,
reason, like, okay, some comedians like Mr. Bean would fall into it.
I
It's
like
very
Mr. Bean.
facial expression
Yeah, yeah,
comedy. It's very
Universal.
slapsticky. That's
Universal.
easy. That's easy to like.
I like
and
Mr.
again,
Bean.
with no offense, but Mr. Bean is trash. Rowan Atkinson, the guy who plays Mr. Bean, is fucking hilarious. He's
Yeah.
done stand up. He's done a ton of comedy shows
Very
over
funny.
the years.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean is his lowest character, yet it's his most liked.
But
It
you're
just shows
right.
the audience is a bit dumb sometimes as well.
No, it's not dumb. Whatever makes me laugh, General. I like.
Have you seen the
highbrow,
sketch?
too.
Have you
I
seen
like
the sketch
highbrow.
of Rowan Atkinson where he plays the devil introducing people to
No, I
their
haven't
first day in
seen
hell? It's a
I haven't
comedy classic. It's very funny.
I think he's a brilliant person.
So he just stands up on stage and he's pretending to be the devil, and the audience are the new inductees to hell. And I'm not going to do the bit, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's probably the height of his work, or
Is he still
something
alive?
something like that. Yeah, he's still alive.
Good. But Borat is kind of sells too, and he's a British comedian.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I don't know how he identifies.
He
but
hasn't
he's
fared
born and
well
raised
lately.
in the UK.
Yeah, he hasn't fared well lately. That first movie of his was pretty.
I think because he went down the route of trying to gross people out rather than make them laugh.
He did probably.
Yeah. And the gross out comedy has a much more limited.
Well, he was
lifespan.
he in that character Borat. He would interview with a funny slant, huh? These
Yeah,
real
like
life
Ali G
people.
before that.
Ali G, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny,
Yeah.
right? But I haven't heard
Again-
much about him lately. His movies probably
Well,
bombed.
he made a load of money and married a beautiful woman.
Uh-huh.
He probably doesn't need to work as hard
Yeah,
or as
that
often
might be
these
it.
days.
Yeah, I just don't. He made a couple of movies. I think The Dictator flopped.
Even his last, no, even that was it flopped in terms of it wasn't as big as his other movies.
Yeah.
It was still a commercial success. It still
Yeah,
made a
but
profit.
when you're gigantic, there's expectation, which is
Now,
hard
people
to-
expect everything to be a blockbuster,
Yeah.
yeah, but
That's
it
like,
still made a profit. It was still a successful
Probably.
movie.
That's like these videos. If you get 500 views, cool, but then you have to get more. So if you get 500 views and then you get 300,
I think it's
have
more
to have-
about building a quality returning audience.
well, yeah, that's important, right?
Because
But
if
most
you've ever
people-
noticed, and this is true for all of us, it's not just true for you, so it's not a criticism at you, it's a
Well, you can
criticism of
criticize
this
me, I don't
community.
mind.
The high number streams
Mm.
are always drama bullshit streams.
Well, they're fighting streams, including mine.
And when it's just people getting along and having fun and having
Uh-huh.
a nice time, no one really wants to watch.
Well, that's
But-
not true.
But I'd prefer my audience to be full of the people who
It's
do
not
still
no
watch.
one. That's
Anyway,
what I had a 2-hour conversation with a lady I don't like, but I was amazed. It got, let's say it was 2 hours, so it got 300 or 400 views with a 2-hour conversation within it. I was
But-
pleasantly surprised.
regardless of who the guest is or whatever, that's two people getting along, right, and having a
Yeah.
good time. That
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be the thing that gets the most views, but it's not.
No,
the audience,
no.
The audience's desires are very
you
fickle.
know that it goes back to the common crowd that
Sure.
they had more popular lowbrow. We were
So-
talking about that, right?
Well, you know psychology, so you know this. They've done tests of this
Uh-huh.
that you can put smart people in a group, and their average intelligence drops as a group
Oh, really?
when
I
it's
didn't
measured
know
as a group. Yes, because
I didn't
the group dynamic makes people a moron.
Well, also to further the point, like in a mob contagion, the group makes
Similar studies.
Is
yeah.
it? I didn't know that one. I would have assumed that the
The
right
average
people would bring it
intelligence should so you'd think the more smart people are in a group, the average
you would think
intelligence
that.
would go up, but
You'd
it
think
doesn't correlate. No,
But it
because
doesn't work that way,
groups are dumb. Yeah.
Well, I studied groups, but that might
Well,
have
you
been
can
recent
look
research.
that up. I don't remember the exact
You know,
study,
if
but
it's
like,
within the last 10 years, I never would have studied it.
I think this goes back to like the 60s and
No,
70s.
could be. Yeah, I
Because
would have
they also used to do things like why people take meandering paths instead of straight line paths and things like that. Because people are dumb
Yeah.
and follow where the last person walked.
I don't know if that. Well, that's true.
Yeah,
and
no, it
just
is.
like in a crowd.
So architects wanted psychologists to do this study because they were like, we make these nice straight
Right.
paths for everyone and no one fucking walks down them. They always
Right.
wander off the path and zigzag, and they're not even taking more direct routes. They're going in, like we're watching where they walk, and it
I
seems like
that
they're going
too, if I
longer
have
ways
the
around.
time. Yeah, I do
So
that
so
too.
they did studies into this to break down why, and
Right.
the most common reason is because people just herd like dumb animals.
You know, people do hurt.
Herd mentality.
Yeah.
That's why few people can be powerful.
So
Even
this is
here.
why now architects try to design meandering paths on
I
purpose.
like to meander myself.
Okay.
Human beings don't like straight, efficient lines, even though
I
that's
think you're
how you
right.
would plan it and how
Yeah, I
you would
think
make
you're
it
right.
efficient. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They
is that
don't necessarily
why
like the
avoid
most
things?
precise or. Yeah.
Also, we have this little anarchic streak. I'm not going to walk where they want me to walk. Fuck them. I'm going to walk over there, even if it takes you into the mud and out of your
That's
fucking way.
true too sometimes. Right? Oh, they want me to do this.
Oppositionalism, yes.
And even people like Reb actually, they have called oppositional
You
disorder.
don't have to have oppositional defiance disorder to be
I'm not
oppositional.
saying that.
Most human
There's
beings have that
extremes.
in their personality anyway.
Yeah, but not to the extreme, say, like of
Sure.
the Rev.
Well,
I mean?
again, I'm not here to diagnose anyone, but
I'm not diagnosing. He was in a
kind of are.
special day class because they identified him with oppositional disorder.
oh,
Right.
I don't know that. So
Yeah. Well, I was on 250
sure,
streams.
Well, maybe I don't.
I've heard a lot of stories. No, he had a conflict with the principal, and somehow he ended up in some special day class. Typical
But
Rev.
sometimes, again, you can be labeled with an oppositional defiant
Yeah.
disorder just for not liking shit and going, "Yeah,
Just
I
for
don't
being
like
a
this."
nonconformist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're healthy for sure, right?
So, and again, I don't. Put much
Societies
stock
don't
in
like
these things.
nonconformity generally. They like mutants, but you have to be
Also,
brilliant.
academic learning, and the more they study this, again, this is why
Uh-huh.
education is changing over the years.
I hope.
The way they used to teach us is not like
Terrible.
traditional academia is
Yeah.
not best suited for imparting knowledge. It just isn't.
Well,
it's not the best
for
method for doing
it's
that.
for the masses, but it lets down the individual.
It's a one size fits all solution,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really fit anyone
Well, it's
perfectly.
not supposed to work like that in the last 20, 30 years, but practically, you're
It
right. You're
doesn't
supposed
take
to
into
look at
account
each-
different learning types.
Yeah, you're
different...
supposed to look at the individual and teach to their profile. Correct.
Well, again, there's different learning styles,
not
right? Some people
practical.
learn by doing, some people learn by observation, some people learn by making mistakes,
Some people like reading.
learn a
Some
mixture
people
of
are
all
stronger.
above.
Some people
Right,
are
it
stronger
doesn't take into
auditorily or
account
visual. Yeah, you're right. I know what you're talking
people's strengths and weaknesses. And
But-
for me personally, the reason I really hated it was because it was parrot repetition. And then
there's
you're
a
just
lot of
learning the rhythm. You're not learning the knowledge. You're just repeating.
Well, sometimes, like,
I
when
felt
you-
like a gerbil pressing a button for a fucking pellet.
Yeah, well,
It
that's
was-
true. But like with reading, you need to remember some words, and
Sure,
that comes through
but-
parroting. But that's
Okay, but
first
that's
grade.
to learn the alphabet in first grade. You shouldn't
Well,
still be doing
no,
that
it's to
4 years
learn
later, 5 years
non-phonetic-
later, 6 years
no,
later.
you're right. Of course not. That's to learn non-phonetic words. You need the memory.
They
Word
used to
memory.
try to teach us the times tables like that.
Yeah, I actually
With
had
Barney the dinosaur cassette tape on audio.
I had
One
those
times
tapes.
one is one. One times
I used
two is
those.
two.
No, they make a kind of fun song.
No,
but yeah.
it's terrible, and especially
Kids
for someone
liked
who
it.
learns how my brain learns.
But
I couldn't
times
stand that
tables-
parrot repetition shit.
Dude,
I couldn't. My
man,
brain
you-
would switch
some
off, and then I
things-
felt stupid when I know I'm not.
Some things
Right.
require memorization, like the times tables. Right?
No, how I learned the times tables was from. So do you know how I learned the 12 times
How-
table?
how-
From a
no.
musical keyboard, from the notes on the keyboard, octaves. Do you know
Yeah,
how I
that's a
learned
good
most of
way.
the times tables? From a
That's a
grid
good way.
graph. My uncle is actually very good at math,
your
and
father
he
was
tried
a
every
teacher.
different. Yeah, but they tried every different method to teach me math because that's my trouble subject, right? And everyone in my
Yeah, a
family is
lot
good
of
at
people are
math, so
stronger.
everyone took their turn at trying to teach me math.
some-
My uncle just made a nice chart for me. Nice graph, and as soon as I had a visual representative, my brain could just learn it.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm stronger verbally too, and I'm not as high with math. That's pretty typical.
Yeah, I suck at math. I can't really do mental
Yeah,
arithmetic.
is
I
that
can do
funny?
pen and paper math. I can't do in my
Like,
head
the
math.
verbal part of my brain is stronger, but not the mathematical.
But again,
that's
you
very
attune to
common.
different skills. Yeah.
Yeah, well, again, you look at the learning profile of the individual. Practically, it doesn't go that way a lot, because economically,
And not to brag, but you asked about my intelligence earlier. When,
Sure.
From between the ages of 7 and 18, I took. Well, I think we talked about this. The Wisconsin IQ test. What's it called? The WISC test.
the Wexler. Yeah.
I took that
WISC.
every year of my life.
test.
My uncle in Greece is a
That's a good
trained,
test.
Harvard trained, by the way,
Well,
child
that's the most
psychologist.
common. So how did you do on it?
Very well, way above average.
What-
And you can see my
did you
my
get?
IQ like peak and level at
Yeah.
around 14, 15, and
It
then start
shouldn't
to
change
drop
that
around
much.
16 and 18
No,
and start to drop.
It should
And-
drop. It just shouldn't dramatically
Well,
drop.
level
It's
off,
not a good
not
test.
drop. But
Well,
you
it's
know
not
what I mean.
exact. So you could get 110 next
But
year. You might get
the younger
115.
you go, the higher above the average my IQ
No,
was.
it's not supposed to do that.
But
Without
it did.
reliability, there's no validity.
But it did.
IQ is not supposed to change. Well, that means probably that you can have
No,
a
I'll tell
phony
you
low
exactly
score.
what it means. No,
What does it
I'll
mean?
tell you exactly what it means. As I got older, I became much more disincentivized. I started smoking weed. I started being interested in
Well, that
girls,
goes
and I
back-
gave a lot less of a fuck about
Yeah.
trying.
wasn't a
When
true
I
measure
was
of the
young,
test.
I
Yeah.
wanted to do well in
Yeah.
tests.
You didn't. You did a fake. You can fake low. You can't fake high, and that's what you did because when you took the test, you weren't. You didn't give your best.
Also, by the time I was 18, I was like, ugh, why are we doing this? I kind of felt forced into it
Yeah.
just to
Those
appease my
tests are
uncle.
usually done when you're much younger.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. But that's a good test. I like it. It has 12 subtests, but it takes a long time.
So at one point, I was considered gifted,
Well,
whatever that means.
what was the score? What's your highest
Around
score?
113 something. I can't remember.
130?
134, 136.
Yeah,
something
that's
like
pretty
that.
good. It's not extremely high, but
No,
it's
it's
fairly
not.
high. Fairly high. I'm guessing out of 100 people.
I'm
you might be in
guessing
the top
now
five.
I'm barely above 110 now.
No, the IQ. Well,
in my 40s with
the
all
IQ
the
is
weed I've
supposed to
smoked
not
and
change.
you
No,
say
because
that, but it
it's
does.
not-
I don't care what psychology says. It does. I've seen
Well,
it
it's
in
what
the
the
real world.
measures of the test. It's without reliability, it has no validity. You get that, right? It's got to be reliable.
There's all kinds of
which-
reasons why people's
HB.
IQ can change over the years,
But
and it's not
but-
just to do with mental health,
It's not
like
supposed-
degeneration. There's other reasons too: stress factors,
No,
life factors,
it's not
other
supposed to.
other. No, because your drives change.
Well, that's true, but it's not a measure of what you know. That's an achievement test. It's a predictive test.
Yeah, it's a quotient of your.
Intelligence,
Yeah, it-
but it's predictive. It's not these people newspaper what you know. That's an It's not about what you know. It's really about
Well,
how
case
you
in
perform
point,
cognitively.
high IQ people are actually unmeasurable past a certain point. They don't like talking
The
about
Binet-
that. There aren't suitable tests
Yeah,
to test above a
the
certain IQ.
Binet only goes so high. I
Yeah.
forget what it was. So people,
And
you
many
know,
people
are
have
lying.
exceeded that level now.
Well, I don't
many
know about.
people.
I haven't studied that.
Yeah,
in
there's
10 years,
many
but
high functioning autists and
Yeah.
academics and all kinds of people
probably.
who
But
have exceeded
people
that
who
limit.
say they got a 200 IQ are lying because the Binet.
or
I
they
don't-
just don't understand how it works. Yeah.
no, because the Binet
they
only
took
goes
some-
up to so high. See what I'm saying? I forget.
But
what
I'll
it
tell you
was.
why they say that, Sam. It's because they took some bullshit online
Yeah.
IQ test, and that told them they have a
It
200
wasn't an
IQ.
IQ test. It was probably
Yes,
an
yeah.
achievement test. It wasn't even.
No,
IQ.
it's just some bullshit fake
Yeah.
IQ test. Yeah.
But it's not really an IQ test.
No, I'm agreeing with you, but they call it one though. They present
They
it.
call
as
it
such.
that
Yes.
because people take the test and then they usually score high.
And that's why people don't realize that the average IQ is 100 to 110, which is
no, it's
most-
not. The
It
WISC
is.
is. No, it's not. It's one. The standard deviation is 12. So it's
below
88
100 would be considered slightly defective.
No,
and
not at
above
all.
110 would be considered
Dude.
slightly gifted.
No, it's.
I'm going by
standard
current
deviation.
on.
Listen to me. It's the left and the right. You can go 88 to 112.
there's a plus and minus
Do you
to
get
the
that?
range, yes.
No, so under 100 is not deviant. It's average. If it
No, it's the
above 88,
beginnings. It's the beginnings of now you have problems.
you get
now,
standard
yeah.
deviation. No, it's not
Yes.
the beginnings.
It is.
Oh,
It's the beginning of the low end. Yes.
There's no
it's-
low
it's-
end. Your average.
You know what I'm saying. I don't know why. Again, you're doing this whole thing where you skirt around. You know what I mean.
I'm not skirting.
Maybe I'm using imperfect language, but you know what I mean. It's the beginning of
yeah,
the
but
low
you're
end of the
wrong.
scale.
But it doesn't work that way. You're defined as average if 88, 12 points. You said 10. It's not. It's 12 points.
So what-
standard deviation
Hang
each
on.
way.
By your by your
No, it's by the designers of
by
the
your
test.
knowledge, what is okay, fine. By your understanding, what is the average IQ then?
I had to give the average IQ is 88 to 112.
No.
Yeah, it is. I gave the test.
That doesn't match what current numbers are. Sorry, maybe.
Well, I
maybe
don't know
that's
the
out of
last
date.
decade.
Maybe that's out. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say that's out of date.
Well,
I'm
don't
telling
think
you,
so,
I looked it up recently.
the WISC. The WISC.
It's 100 to 110. It's considered.
Well, then
the-
it changed from
the
when
middle
I gave it. When I
ground.
Gave it. But it'd be 88. It goes either way. 100 either way. 12.
Like I
points.
said, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say that is
Well,
what it
you're
was
really low in
when you
math.
were studying it. But
No, I don't think it's
you can look it up now.
I will
Googled
not
it
now,
very
but
recently.
I will look it up later. Dude, it might have changed. I don't know the last decade, but I doubt it.
In fact, we were having this argument on another live panel. That's why I looked it up. And
Well, I'm interested in it. Maybe you're right. Again, I can't speak on the last 10 years.
Sure, okay, fine.
But 2 points probably don't make that much difference.
So, but 80 and 100 is.
But technically, to categorize, you have to have categorizations, right?
Yeah, and they do it by bands now. So they have ranges, and some of those ranges overlap a little bit now as well. So they don't have a clear delineation if you're in this school, and then
So they
there's
gave
there's
more
a small overlap.
leeway
yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
I
a
think
Venn
that's and
diagram.
I think
kind of
that's to
thing.
make people feel less stupid, right?
Well, that's a terrible reason to do it.
Well, you don't want to hurt people's feelings with
But
statistics.
it's science. Science isn't supposed to be subjective.
And yet people are people and people are emotional creatures. You're right.
Well, there's
Science and it
subjectivity
should-
within the test for sure. Right. I'll give you an example, a bias. So a Catholic person is given a cross, would say cross. But what about a Jewish person who doesn't have that much experience with it? So they're always trying to get rid of that cultural bias,
They would still know it as a cross.
but not like a Catholic.
They
necessarily.
might not attach the same symbolism
Yeah,
to it, but they would
that's
know what
right.
it is. Same way
Maybe.
I know what a Star of David is. I've never worn one. It has no
Yeah, but if
spiritual
you were from an
significance to me,
Orthodox,
but I understand that to
if you
these
were
people
from
it
an
means this.
Orthodox, really extreme part, you probably wouldn't know it.
Okay, yeah, all right. If I was from a more remote location and
No,
hadn't
an
had
Orthodox.
experience with you,
Some religions, even like I met some Jewish people, and they would purposely not say San Diego because San is based on saints. People get extreme in their views, really.
so what would they say instead?
Diego,
Just Diego?
yeah. They won't say the saint because
But-
they don't believe in saints, I guess.
But Diego is the name of the saint, and San
It's,
is
it's
just the
ridiculous,
suffix.
right? Yeah, it's ridiculous. But to them,
So instead of saying Saint Diego, they just say Diego. Okay.
yeah. I think it was in San Diego where I talked to those people. I think they're called Chabad. I think they're all over the world. In fact, they live down the hill from me. They have one of those because I see the Jewish, they have the,
So-
they wear black.
There's
or
a
something.
Jewish comedian, Ari Shafir.
Oh, I know him. He's part of
does a-
Rogan Group. Yeah.
Yeah. His last, I'm not a big fan of his comedy overall, but his last comedy special was actually pretty funny.
He can be
does
funny.
he does an extended bit of a material where he does all the get out clauses that Jews try to trick God
Oh.
with, and it's really weird.
That
so like
sounds funny.
things with kosher, what percentage of the food has to be kosher? And they have all
Wow.
these weird rules that like less than whatever 7% or whatever, or it's fine because
It's funny.
like some Jew hater might walk past and toss in a little piece of pork while you're not looking or something. So there's all these little weird get out clauses, like the thing with the rope where they put the rope around
Oh, I
the
know
town.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's because they went to some rabbi and said, well, a room technically is anything that is defined as a boundary.
Oh.
So they're like, okay, we'll put a rope around. Now the whole thing is a room. Now we're not leaving with, we're not violating Sabbath rules of
Yeah.
working on the Sabbath, and it's all one big room, right? So they're trying to trick their own God. I find that concept
That's
funny of trying to
with
trick your own
me,
God.
it's like when I see a woman be a rabbi, to me that seems odd.
I don't think they. Maybe in some very modern,
No, they have three
Orthodox, not Orthodox.
They have
sorry,
They have three different subgroups. Let's see: Orthodox, Conservative, and Reform.
They
And
have
in
way
the
more than three. But yeah, the Reformed
No, they
ones would
don't.
be.
They have three basic ones. I was married to a Jewish woman, sir. No, they have Reform is the liberal one where they have the
Sure.
female rabbis.
Okay, that's.
But I've always heard and read about, rabbis are men, like priests, right?
That's Ashunda.
What's a shunder mean?
I think that's like a scandal or a.
I stayed on Finchley Road, and I think there were a lot of Jewish people there. And Finchley? Yeah. Oh, Golders
So,
Green. I heard
Jewish
about.
people always think I'm Jewish. Turkish people and Arabic people always
you
think
could
I'm
be.
Turkish
Look,
or
just looking
Arabic.
at you, yeah.
Spanish people from Spain always think I'm Spanish, Italian. I
You
have
could
one of
be.
those faces.
Absolutely.
I once had a guy, like I was just standing at a bus stop,
Uh-huh.
and he was a Jewish guy. He came like in full
Right.
dress with a. I am new. I don't know the area. Please, you can tell me where temple is. Like, yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, sorry, I really don't know. He's like, well, you're Jewish. I was like, no, I'm not. But shame on you for not. I was like, I'm Greek. He wouldn't accept it.
I might have said
he
Spanish.
thought I was some self-hating Jew
Isn't
that
that
didn't want to
funny?
admit that he was Jewish.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm Greek. I know. Look, we look similar.
Yeah, people
I'm
are
not
telling
the
us
same.
what we are,
Like-
right? That's ridiculous. Like on here.
But he
people
was
are telling
convinced that I just didn't want to tell him, and I was some kind of like non-religious Jew who didn't want to help the religious Jew. He really thought I was like trying to fuck with him. Like, yeah.
I
So-
think the really religious ones don't respect the non. Isn't that true for a lot of religions that they don't respect the non-religious people?
But every religion biases in favor of their own kind.
Well, that's what I'm
So,
saying. Yeah.
Sure, but okay, yes, all of them.
But some groups are more exclusive. Like in New York City, you get these Orthodox Jews that hang around
Sure,
together.
but again, they
They're
pay the price
interesting.
for that in their own communities. They pay the price for that, and
But I
they
think
have some
they're
benefits for
happier.
that too.
I think the research, it's like the Amish, that these small groups tend to be happiness.
It
They're
depends
happier.
because Amish has a more influx and outflow of
Well, that's
people.
In fact, 1 year they're supposed to leave. By the way, my
That,
battery
is that the
goes out.
Amish Rumspringer or whatever they call it?
I don't know. Aren't they in Pennsylvania?
I think that is the thing where they go off for a year to experience life in
I
the
heard
outside
that from
world,
someone. They're expected to go off and see what that's like, which is kind of cool.
and they all just use it as an excuse to party for a year. And
Yeah.
then some of them come back and some of them don't.
Probably so. Yeah.
But that's a
Looking
good test of faith. I think a lot of religions
like that.
would lose if they had that in their religion.
I absolutely
you know,
agree.
a lot of religions would lose a lot of conscripts if they did that.
Absolutely. But people
And
in
it's
America,
remarkable. Like they have like a 80% plus return rate, so they have quite a high
oh, that's
return
pretty
rate.
good.
Yeah.
I think it's like a family. People miss that when you go off in the real world. You don't get
No
that
one wants
sense
to
of
be
family.
exiled from their community just for their new
Absolutely. Oh,
friends.
good, what a good comment. Maybe it's built within us, that idea of exile. By the way, if I shut down, it's just because of my battery. I'm not
Sure.
just going
If
off.
that
okay?
happens, I will jump off the panel
Let's
because
see how much
Ghostbusters
I
doesn't
have.
appear to be here.
No, on
Noodles says
Busters, she
she's
would go off for
backstage.
hours, dude. I don't know if you follow Busters.
I've
that's
seen
how-
him long enough to know that this is a thing. Yes.
But he would. That's how I got to 12 hours because he would just go off, and I would expect 10 minutes. But sometimes it'd be 2 or 3 hours. Sometimes
Sure.
he'd never come back.
Well, it's his panel to run as he sees fit.
Well, but it was my show too.
But yeah, if you were there to run it,
But this isn't my show, right? Well, I did run
Sure.
it. And then
Yeah.
people like David Walsh, that's where I met David. One time he showed up with cocaine on his nose. I made fun of it. He said it was powdered sugar donut.
I
It was
don't
cocaine.
believe it. He's
Yeah.
not.
Oh.
He's not a cokey kind of guy.
I'm telling you, he had cocaine that time. This was from 5
If
years
he says powdered sugar, I'm going to believe him.
ago. At 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, people eat donuts late at night.
Okay. Well, you know David more than me, right? I've only known him
I
6
don't
years.
believe alcohol. I would 100% believe you if he said you showed up drunk. I've never known him to be a druggy kind of guy.
Okay,
He's
well,
not into drugs.
I always thought it was cocaine.
It just doesn't sound.
It's more interesting.
Maybe
No,
it's
he
true.
was
In which
good.
case, that would be interesting. If it is true, that's even more
So
interesting.
there were some
right?
people we'd have middle
But
of the
it-
night. Frank
it doesn't
DeRosa
sound
would
like
come
David.
on.
See, Frank could be interesting if he
He's a
wasn't
druggie.
so
He's a druggie.
away with the fairies. Yeah,
He's a
like-
druggie.
No, but that's not the problem with him. The problem is, again, he can't keep on a tangent.
Yeah, but I think the drugs really had an effect upon him in my
Sure,
opinion.
and that then may even make him even more interesting,
No,
or
it
not,
didn't.
or
No,
not at times.
most
Depends.
drugs, the
I'm saying
level
may.
of drugs usually depress. You go
If I
past a certain
if I use
point.
the word may, that means it's subjective, right?
So-
Maybe
well,
it
of course
could
it is.
conceivably make him more interesting.
It can
But-
make a lot of people, but there reaches a point,
Right.
right? Like Kinnison
Diminishing
is a classic
returns.
example.
Yes,
It's
the
too
point of
much.
diminishing returns. Yes.
Well, it hurts. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But
Which
I think the
most
problem with
comedians
him
go
is
through
because
that.
I've seen him on drugs, and he's quite functional on drugs. The problem is he's not conversationally functional.
He's not-
He's real world functional. He can do stuff. He can make stuff. He
He's
can
n-
go and get stuff.
he's average.
He can show stuff to the camera, but he loses his ability to.
The problem is
talk.
that he's average and he pretends to be smarter. It's that simple with him.
Yeah, and that song that he's famous for is a song written by someone else. The
What song is
the,
it?
the My Dick song that he used to sing.
Oh, you're talking about Frank DeRoe. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about David Walsh. No, Frank's a bright guy. He went to elite school. His father became a millionaire.
We were
He had
clearly
no-
talking about Frank. How
Frank,
did you
yeah.
switch back to David?
We were talking about Dave, and then we switched back to Frank. No, I got
That's
my
the
channel shut
Alzheimer's
down
boy.
because of Frank got me into lichen theory, and because of lichen theory, it got me involved with GLM. And so when I got my channel shut down, Raleigh didn't like GLM, so Raleigh got my channel shut down. Okay, you should go up if you're tired.
So
man.
much politics.
No, it's just people. Not
He
politics.
said, she said, I don't like. Yeah, that's.
It's just
like
small. We're talking
when
about
people
groups.
say office politics, it's not real politics either, Sam. It's just a turn of phrase.
It's a group dynamics. Yeah. Groups, even in small groups, obey usually simple rules, right? Like, look at RDA. You get a leader, even in a small world like them, and then you get these people vying to be close to the leader. It's ridiculous, but it happens.
There are no leaders.
Well, the leaders are perceived like an
There are
RDA, Rossi
strongmen.
doggy. Yeah, but the perception is the
And
reality.
sometimes they're not that strong.
Most aren't. But some, like Wazzy Doggy, these are the people I know in our world, right?
Right. I tried to ask you this question earlier, but it got lost in the source
Go
of
ahead.
everyone talking. How much of your interest in May Noodles is out of some kind of animus towards RDA?
None.
None.
As a matter of fact,
Not
well, let me
even
explain.
1%.
When I went into May Noodles Discord, first time in your app Discord, RDA was in there. I didn't know that. So I went in. I didn't know RDA was influential until I went in that Discord. And I said, time to make peace. But a couple of those people weren't going to let me. So I had to leave the Discord.
Right.
But-
Sorry, just someone backstage called Shorty. Hostbusters isn't here at the moment.
I don't know
can't
about Shorty.
We can't let you up.
Doesn't sound good anyway, Shorty.
I don't know who they are.
There's a lot of
maybe
porn
I-
bombers out
Maybe I do know them. Maybe I don't. But
Probably. There's people going around
people
I've been
change
warned
their
about.
names. I don't.
Yeah. But why would they come in at this point in the show, right? Well, it's nice talking with you when we get civil, man. You know?
When you actually follow a conversational thread, then don't go off on
I'm the
tangents,
best
yeah.
conversationalist, dude.
When you're not trying to derail one, yeah.
Well, I like to go all over the place because
No, you like to
Can I
wriggle out
explain
of
it?
answering questions.
Can I
You don't need to
explain
explain it. I know
want
the
to
answer.
explain it.
Okay, you will
So-
explain it, but I'm just going to say I know the answer already. It's because you don't like answering direct questions and you wriggle out of everything. Go
No,
ahead,
part of
explain
it is if people don't like the topic, they know in 10 minutes it'll be something else.
Sure, but with you it's every 10 seconds. So,
No, it's not 10 seconds. Don't be ridiculous.
okay. I exaggerate one way for humor, you exaggerate the other way to make your point.
I can stay on topic,
But you can.
but I
So
get
that shows
bored.
me that when you don't, that's a choice that you're making.
No, I make choices, of course.
Which is why I yelled at you before and called you some names.
Well, you were misperceiving completely.
No, my perception
Yeah, you
is
were.
very accurate.
Oh, you're always right, huh? You're very arrogant.
No, not always. But a lot
No,
of
you
the
weren't. It's when people tell me how I feel or my intent. Don't tell me. Ask me my intent.
Sometimes
I
your
wanted to-
intent shows through your actions, though.
Well, yeah, we're not always aware of our intent. That's true, right? It's about self-awareness.
So if someone calls you out on your intent, they're really calling you out on your actions.
Yeah, because actions spring from the intent. They can do it, but I'm honest about my intent.
Motive. That's how we solve most
Motive,
cases.
yeah.
Motive.
Yeah. Well, some criminal acts require motive, some don't.
Was it manslaughter or was it murder?
Yeah.
Let's get Quincy out.
How
to
about
solve
if
the
you're a
case.
soldier and you kill the enemy? Is it
See,
murder or what?
No, because your government sanctions it and
Yeah.
cleans the blood off your
So
hands.
it's not murder, but the actual act is ending life.
Although it can be murder under certain
can be if you
circumstances,
go
in which case
against-
you would be court-martialed and brought to.
In fact, it's a requirement. If it goes against the Constitution, you're required to not obey orders. Like save my life.
Again, I would say that very much depends on the circumstances.
Yeah, of
because
course,
I
of
think a
course.
soldier would be forgiven or not found guilty
Mm.
if, in the circumstance, they were immediately to follow the order because that's what was expected of them, and people might die if they don't, and then report that they thought it was a questionable
Well, if
order.
it's a war
I
atrocity,
don't think
it doesn't work that way.
I think again, depending on the circumstances.
Depending on, of course. And
But
most times,
I think in a lot of cases, they, if they're not immediately able to question the order, that has to be taken into
it's
consideration. right?
exceptional. Yeah,
Right.
very few. But if you're like, say, ordered to commit a war atrocity,
And well, there's levels as well. If you're ordered to
Levels,
drop a
of course.
nuke on an enemy who isn't firing upon us during peacetime, you would think you wouldn't turn your key, right?
yeah.
If you're one of the guys with the keys, like we see.
Did you
in
hear
movies.
that? I mentioned this. I heard this journalist. So the president, when informed by the military that there's incoming nuclear weapons, has 7 minutes to decide.
Yeah, again, that changes year to year depending on the technology because missile ballistic rates
No,
and things
I
like
heard
that.
this-
But there's actually a kind of a fixed speed of how fast things can
Oh,
go.
well, my battery's running low. Well, you can't return it once they're launched. You
Yeah.
can't bring it back.
Did you know, very quickly in closing, then if your battery is about to go, that for years the launch code for the nuclear missiles was 00000000.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous, right?
because presidents are prone to forget codes in an emergency.
Oh, well, especially Biden.
Apparently they've changed it now, but yeah.
That's kind of secret stuff that's come out.
So 9 zeros was the code.
Yeah. It's the possibility of nuclear war isn't beyond reason.
It's fairly unlikely at this stage.
Fairly
but
unlikely.
It's never impossible because we still have nukes.
Well, because like Putin wants to live. But those people would live because
Mutually
they-
assured destruction.
Destruction.
MAD. MAD was what they used to call it. But that's not actually the main reason why. Getting to rule over an apocalyptic wasteland. Isn't-
Yeah, because those
isn't
leaders have
victory
those
for
those
anyone.
tunnels, right?
Yeah.
So they survive the politicians.
Yeah,
but,
but
what do they come out to?
they still don't want to rule
Nuclear.
over an irradiated
Yeah.
Earth. No, yeah.
Maybe they would start
With no workers to clean up the irradiated Earth either, by the
Yeah,
way.
just terrible.
Yeah.
It'd be like
So-
7 years before they can even walk outside.
Things still have to be profitable or worthwhile for people to do them.
Unless people go crazy.
Hang on, people are saying that you're not respecting chat. Let's see. There
I
was a
didn't know there
question.
was chat. How many people are watching?
what's the question?
Probably not that many. Login is a troll, by the way. Login it doesn't like me. He's a troll. So
Sorry, login. Ask the question again, because to be fair, even I can't see what you asked, and I'm
but
trying to
login
find
is not
it.
fair.
Well, that doesn't mean they don't have
They
an
might have
interesting
questions. Yeah, that's a good point. Dude, there's not much chat,
No, there isn't.
especially this time of night and with just conversation.
10 a.m.
Anyway,
here in the UK.
I didn't feel like, sometimes I don't feel like fighting with you. So it's your opening. If you go after me,
I keep telling you, Sam, I reflect back the energy. Look, you see, now we're having a civil conversation. I give you civil
We've had
conversation
civil.
back. If you give me obstructive non-answers, I'll give you obstructive
No,
non-answer
sometimes you
back.
come in hot and want to argue. Come on, be fair.
Cool boy is live, says Lexilu. I
He's
guess I'll go and
interesting,
see.
isn't he? Cool boy. Well, I'm
Yeah,
getting off
well,
here, Lexus.
I'm banned in his chat because he gave fucking David Folds a wrench. So
Oh.
I would go and watch, but I can't really interact. So it's pointless. What am I going to do? Just sit there and silently.
I thought we were going to do a show, and then he came up with this bullshit about the slander by RDA. So he's very weird.
Was it
guy.
bullshit though?
Yeah, total bullshit.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. How do we know?
Well, because there's no proof.
But you'd have to go and
No,
hash
they
it
follow
out
me.
with him.
No, there's no hashing out. There's
No hashing out.
Yeah, I'd hash it out. That's true.
A little bit of hashing out.
I don't want. Yeah, no. Well, I kind of like the guy, but he keeps stabbing me in the back.
I mean, he's
got talent.
A
He's a
troll
bright guy.
who likes to get drunk. You do realize your interactions
Yeah.
with him are going to be varied from encounter to encounter.
We were gonna. I
right?
came up with enemies, but he didn't
Well,
show
he's
up.
he's a fun guy though. I mean,
He's fun. I like being on air with him.
Sure. So
Right?
you can
We were gonna do
overlook a
that
little bit. You can overlook a little bit of drunken
Yeah, I would
hostility, can't
overlook. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't care that much.
you? I mean, I'm blocked in his chat. I'm not going to hold it against him. Oh, fuck you. I'm
Because
blocked in your
you and
chat.
David doesn't. I don't like you, but I'll have a conversation with you. And you probably same thing toward me.
Yeah.
I like good conversation.
When you're willing to engage in one, yeah.
Well, like I tried with you and you didn't believe me. I wasn't playing around before. I was just trying to have a conversation, and you got real mad.
No,
at me.
you were being very contrarian, and every answer I
No,
gave you tried to take
I'm not
a
contrarian.
180 opposition.
We disagree on a
position,
lot of
and
things.
I can only ignore that up to like 30,
Sir,
40 times before
we
I
probably
respond to it.
disagree a lot. We're
Sure,
very opinionated.
but you disagree even during the disagreement.
No,
you
I
won't even
understand
you
what
won't even admit
contrarian is.
you won't even admit the common ground in the argument.
That's not true.
You won't even concede the points that we agree on.
Of course, the points we agree on. What are you talking about? I'm not contrarian.
Because when I say something you agree with or you don't want to address, you just skirt right round it and
I
talk
agree
about
with some
something
of the
else.
things you say.
Sometimes, rarely.
Well, you say some pretty strange things when you admit.
It's like hen's teeth.
No, I mentioned the first time you met me, you attacked me. I didn't even know you.
And I
Come up and
and,
call
and
me
then
out.
I described the process as to how
Well, you
we got there.
apologized. You did apologize for that. Right? That was pretty bad. Think about me. I don't know. You come up and you're telling me I'm gay. I'm not.
No,
and then
your one skill is to
One, huh?
be
Only one.
an oppositionary, and it's overused.
One? No.
Same way as I overused porn bombing, you're overdoing it with that.
No, it wasn't
Just some
porn
honest-
bombing.
just
It's
some
using
honest
your,
feedback.
It's using your penis. It's not just
Weaponized
porn.
penis, however you want to word it. Like, you're so dramatic.
You are an exhibitionist, in my view, by your behavior.
Then
You
maybe
know.
people shouldn't have tried to make an exhibition of me and put me on display. For
It
public
wasn't me.
scrutiny.
See, you lump like I try
I
to
said
be
people.
fair.
I said people. You said you. I said people. I said maybe people.
That's true.
I didn't say maybe Sam.
That's true.
Right.
It amazes me. I thought you were done, but I look and you have an hour and 300 or 400 views. So people are still interested in you. Forget me, right? Isn't that amazing? You think people would be done with you,
No.
but they're not.
Why?
Well,
I'm
because
actually very glad that people are willing to put
They
up
are.
with what I call boring me. Because I like boring me. It just reminds the audience at large. Yeah. What does Ghostbusters call them? The universal audience. The drama was dragged out of me. I like boring. I think Sam has been disconnected because he's unusually silent. Even though he's still on panel, I don't think his phone is working. Anyway, I'm not going to do a Not Lay Geno show, folks. I'll keep this live stream going in case Ghostbusters comes back. I'll leave a tab open and keep an eye on it, and I might even come back up But we've derailed another one of his shows, and I can't blame him for leaving. He wanted to talk about lesbianism. Instead, this shit happened. Now, I might be a lot of things, but I respect that Hostbusters did actually come up here with some fucking prepared content. And I'm also self-aware enough to know that we derailed another one of his shows. So I'm not mad at him for leaving. But yeah, I'm also going to skedaddle right now. In the meantime, like I said, I'm going to leave this tab open in case he comes back. But I'm going to go and watch Cool Boy. So peace out for now for the muckers.